live yet. There we go. Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Just checking in. Let me run a few tests. And then let's get ready to rumble. Peace to the family. Just there we go. I'm gonna run a few tests. Make sure we lit. Be sure to let the family know. Share the video, family. Got a great deal of work to do. I got to give the blog. I have to really criticize them. It's one of the two. I don't know how the heck you guys do so much videos, man. There's one group that's just very committed to their craft, and there's another group, you must have no life, because I go through all sorts of stuff just to be able to have the opportunity to report to you guys once a week. This is some rough stuff, man. I got to do this while I'm traveling. You would like believe most bloggers are traveling. I'm talking about bloggers aren't traveling. Oh, aren't traveling. Oh, okay. And you got a room set up. Yeah. Do it every... Man, I wish I was home often. No, don't let me do that craziness. I like moving around. But damn, that is the advantage. When you ain't moving around too much, you can just be locked in. Shoot, I do this a whole lot. It takes a lot for me to do this. But we're here. And I want to thank everybody because y'all need to understand something, because I see a lot of crybabies already out there. Oh man, what about unity? First of all, come on with this internet stuff. Looks blurry. Nah, we're gonna keep the respect. Come on, man. Don't do this to me, people. Let me make sure. Hold on. I want to make sure. You want theirs or yours? Wi-Fi. I'm gonna see if I switch and if it comes out better on the switch. Because what we can't have is no blurry crap. We can't be doing no blurry. We can't be doing no blurry business. Because if it's gonna be blurry, we're gonna have to go in. Nah, it's too blurry. Let me see if this works. Hold on, family. Well, we can't have no trash ass internet now. Let's see if this works. I'll just put it on. Let's see if this one works. Okay, people. Let's see if we can get some good service here. How does this look to you guys? Is this a lot better? Have to do this off the phone. The internet trash. Press 9 if it's looking better. Oh, that's better. Oh, it's on. Man, Allah is good. So they say. So they say. So there's a lot to cover today, and we're not even about to play games. I'm not even going to hold you. What I'm going to do is this. Let's put out a few disclaimers. First of all, I don't need to be forewarned. Thank y'all. I see the nines. I don't need to be forewarned about being respectful. My name is polite. And even though I have my ways about me, right? Even though I got my ways about me, one thing that we always can expect from me when I have to go into a deliberation filled with much contention, when I have to disseminate information that may be controversial to some, when I have to embark upon a diatribe, I keep as much as respect as the average person and above average person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I put in pain. And it's not because of the threat of somebody wanting to do something to me, because I already got those threats. But I'm used to getting threats when I do debates. I'm used to getting threats just for having disagreements. So I'm not worried about the soft Muslims. I want all the smoke with all the black Muslims who feeling away. Because if you can't handle, as a man, another man giving his critique, then you are weak-minded. And I am not the typical vegan. I want all the smoke. You can pull up anytime you see me. Hey, I hate you. You can do all of that. You know why? Because I'm not those other vegans that's on the kumbaya and their teeth is falling out because they're not getting all the nutrients. They slim as can be. They got no muscle mass. I am not them. I'm not the one walking around here without the ratchet. I'm not them. I walk around with the bulletproof vest, the armed security. I train heavily. I could throw my hands, and I'm passionate about that which I teach. And I don't speak unless it's calculated. Just like today's presentation. I'm reeling them in because I just like to see what's people's next moves before I really drop the damn bomb on their ass. That's what I'm going to tell you. Before I drop that bomb on their ass, I like to just see what the temperature is like. I like to check the temperature. That's what I like to do. Thanks for the donation, Crypto. I like to check the temperature. That's what I'm about. So I want all the smoke. Because we don't need no more weak brothers and sisters in the community that can't handle scholarly critiques or people questioning that which they heard. I'm not over here mangling people's words, misrepresenting people's views. I'm going to let you hear people speak for themselves. And then I'm going to show you at the conclusions I arrived at. And then I'm going to ask you, the audience, am I in error for arriving at the type of conclusion I arrived at? That's all. I just want to know if I'm in error. Do I have the right? Can you see why someone would interpret something a certain way? That's it. And in light of that, I still don't have no negative words for Dr. Wesley Muhammad, because at the end of the day, he's entitled to his views. He's entitled to his opinion. He can dig Dr. Sebi up from out of the grave and criticize him. That's every man and woman's right, if it's a matter of the doctrine. But his associations with Dr. Sebi, you can listen to Dr. Sebi all you want, and immediately thereafter, you start speaking about the damn devil. And you said Dr. Sebi got everybody running away from the very thing they should be running to. And you made it clear that that agenda, that plan is of the devil. That is not me that said that. That is you that said it. But since you want to lie, we will play what you said in the order in which you said it in, and then we'll see. And after that, then you guys can understand that this is about scholarship, family. So no, I don't have no cuss words for that brother or the Nation of Islam. I don't have no name calling to do. I have some names I could call members of the Nation of Islam, but I won't. Because this is a very touchy subject. And the reason why, thank you, Sean Walters, the reason why this is a very touchy subject is because I have a lot of friends in the Nation of Islam. I have a lot of good brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam. I even spoke to some of them in confidence about this. And many of them said they perfectly understood, because many of them are New Covenant members for the benefits thereof, and they remain members of the Nation of Islam. Okay? And there's a love there. There's a camaraderie there. But it doesn't mean I have to hold my tongue. And I've had my reservations, and I've shared some on a minuscule level because I said, hey, I always respect the Nation of Islam's place in history as it relates to Black people in here in America. Particularly in America. I respect what they have contributed. But let's never mistake someone's contributions as an opportunity to never critique the same. Let's not do that. Let's not make someone's contributions synonymous with a lack of critique. So here it is. Dr. Wesley Muhammad gave us a great opportunity to have a much needed conversation. And the conversation today is the pseudoscience of the Nation of Islam. And there's so much pseudoscience, we can't cover it all tonight, unfortunately. I will wait, because if you think anything that I expressed today is the load, it is not. I'll walk away from this. I don't want to be redundant. I don't want to be excessive. I don't want to go so crazy that you see a video after video after video. But so long as I'm teaching, it really wouldn't be a problem. I am prepared to intensify the scholarship. I am prepared to come out and do a standing lecture on the amount of data that I have. So I have my standing lecture information. And then what I'll do, I'll share my desktop and I'll show you the file I got on Wesley Muhammad alone. Scholarship. Y'all know I keep my devil files too. Y'all know I don't speak until I already dug up all the research that satisfies my conviction, satisfies my criteria. So understand, I am fully prepared to start dumping. It just depends on how many death threats. It depends on how many sly remarks. It depends on how many ignorant folks want to have a say. And then I will be your worst nightmare. And I will guarantee you, you guys will wish and hope that my communications were saturated with vulgarity and distasteful remarks. I will make you wish I was ignorant, like the likes of whom have disrespected the Nation of Islam and their leadership. I will make you wish I was that disrespectful. Because at least if I was that disrespectful, everyone could ignore all the facts I put before you. So no, I will not give you an opportunity to recollect the negative things and negative remarks, the name calling. I will not give you an opportunity to defer your attention from that and then make that the subject of conversation, all the while that which needs to be answered never gets answered. You will not get that from Brother Polite, because I care too much about the time, the energy, and the effort that I put in to communicate with the people that choose to listen. So without further ado, and the way this program is going to go today, this program is a chess move. And the reason why this program is a chess move for today is what we're going to do is play what people said. Okay? I like to consider this a form of a funerary rite. They can't see it, but I see it. Because since we want to dig Dr. Sebi out of the grave, and we don't want to be cautious, we don't want to take caution before we speak about a man that has contributed so much to our community. You see, if someone were to put the devil and most honorable Elijah Muhammad into the same equation, one sentence behind the other after contrasting views, verily, the Nation of Islam will have a say about it. You guys will have a say about it. That's a fact. We know how emotional you guys are for a person just putting up a picture that supports the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Well, I don't think you should put that picture up, bro. I mean, I got so many. Yo, just be respectful. Just be respectful. Why are you trying to create this unity? I got all of that. Just for putting up who they told me was Christ and who they told me was Allah. Christians told me that guy was Christ, and Black Muslims told me that that guy was Allah. So many diversions. People like, oh, no, the Nation of Islam doesn't say that that was Allah. Stop it. The people I'm talking to today, one of which Farrakhan has appointed to position, they say what exactly I will be speaking about today. So let's not even do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. So what I'm saying is, if somebody spoke about Master Fard Muhammad or Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and associated them in any way to the actual devil, we know y'all would not take that lightly. We know how you guys would feel. But when it happens to Dr. Sebi, you guys are like, yo, what's up? Why you doing this? Why you creating this unity? This is the time where we bring in peace and we organizing the games and everything. Why you got to do that? When the man himself said he pulled back the video. He brought the video back up. Wesley Muhammad said he resurfaced the video, casting his dissenting views about Dr. Sebi, not just mere contrast and scholarship, not a mere contrast and scholarship. He included the devil. And he said what the devil's teachings were. And he said what Dr. Sebi's teachings were. And he said them back to back with each other. Therefore, Dr. Sebi's following the goddamn devil. And he knew better because he used to be a Muslim. I'm going to play Wesley Muhammad's words. And since he will not be reprimanded for it, it's okay. He's a grown man. He has the right to his own opinion. Since we made it clear what our grievance was, and he still went on to say, hey, I don't know what y'all talking about. He called us the mischief makers. But I tell you this. Let most honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan die. And some Negro come out here and tell you one portion of his doctrine and then turn around right after that and say, yeah, Farrakhan wants you to run in a complete opposite direction. Where you should be running to, he wants you to run the opposite direction. The devil he's following the devil's plan. Or I just allude to the fact right after what the devil's plan is, after just telling you what Farrakhan's plan was, where you're able to run the two concurrent and say, okay, Farrakhan's plan, devil's plan. Farrakhan is facilitating the devil's plan. Because I just said one after the other. You guys would be in your feelings, wouldn't you? You guys be talking about who you want to kill and who you want to beat up. And when I get to see you, watch what will happen to you. That's what you guys will do. You know it. But you can say anything about Dr. Sebi. Because after all, you're only talking to these vegans. You only think you're talking to the vegans. So, hey, everybody could bully the vegans now. Shoot, all they eat is vegetables. So I'm doing this for the good brothers and sisters who may not have the voice or the opportunity, so they don't get bullied in this hour by pseudo scholars. Now, Wesley, you might be good at some other stuff, but everybody knows you suck when it comes to this milk doctrine. And you said that the reason why this information is not wrong is not just because merely it comes from Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but it comes from Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad by way of Allah himself, who came in the personage of Master Farad Muhammad. I'm paraphrasing, but I'll play your exact words. So the reason why, this is scholarship now, the reason why Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad couldn't be wrong is because he got his information from a guy who came in the personage of Allah himself. Allah came in the personage of Master Farad Muhammad and communicated this information to the Christ, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and therefore, he could not be wrong. No, that's what we basing information off of now. Allah came in here, man. So whatever Allah said to Elijah, it's absolutely true. I would love to look like my God, and that's one of the main reasons I never joined the Nation of Islam. Because I'm going to have to do that shellacking of the hair like everybody else be doing. That's in leadership. I don't want to shellac the hair. I don't want to get a hot iron to be a leader. Because in this case study, we're going to see anybody that looks like they have the Negroid features that we love and we appraise, that we attest, adds value to our perception, phenotypically, that is. There's another view. There's an opposing view that the Nation of Islam holds. Okay, so we're over the 1,000 mark. Let me start making my incisions. And please, people, please forgive me. Because no matter how good this gets, I just want you to know this doesn't come no more than 20% of that work I really have. It takes me a while to just make adjustments. Because I'm ready for work. I would really like I really would dare one of them to stand on a stage next to me. And point for point, let's go through the doctrine. But they ain't gonna do that. Wesley said he don't debate no black people no more. And he got all sorts of reasons why he don't debate. But I'm gonna tell you the number one reason why someone like him wouldn't debate, because the information is pseudo, and he knows it wouldn't be able to stand the test of time against a critical thinker. Notice I ain't give that hypothetical person any other title than critical thinker. So miss me with that. I ain't debating black people no more. Watch what I do. Watch me work. Let's get to work. So again, Wesley Muhammad, even if he meant to disrespect Dr. Sebi, I ain't saying he meant to disrespect. I'm saying when it's been brought to your attention, brother. My fault, Kings. My fault, sister. I shouldn't resurface the video of me associating that black man to the devil, or at least say I can see how you guys can see that, and rather than fan the flames, my fault. But now everyone in their feelings, when I'm like, okay, since we critiquing people that pass, I'll do that and see you one. I'll also critique someone that's alive. How about the most honorable brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan? Can we critique him too? He's alive at least, to give you an order to fight on his behalf. He's alive. But I don't want to hear nothing from nobody telling me I'm promoting dissension, because at the end of the day, I can put these facts forward and we can still love each other as brothers and sisters. Because like I said, I don't have nothing negative to say about that black man as far as his family is concerned. Any of them. Their children, if they have, them as human beings in general, I'm sticking strictly with the doctrine. I don't have no right to pry into any black man or black woman's life personally, just because there's a difference in opinion about our leadership or doctrines. So I will not do that under no circumstances, because it's not that deep. I'm going to exercise extreme caution so that those that are walking with me don't exercise the same behavior when confronted with this type of adversity. We're going to deal with this in a scholarly manner and in a very entertaining way as well. So now, I welcome you guys into the pseudo teachings of the Nation of Islam, their self-hate, and the disrespect of Dr. Sebi. And all I can say is I'm only doing this because Dr. Sebi wasn't alive to defend himself against the Wesley Muhammad, and that video wasn't produced when Dr. Sebi was alive. And maybe Wesley just stumbled upon this information. I had an epiphany when Dr. Sebi died. But when he was alive, I didn't see these challenges to Dr. Sebi from the Nation of Islam. I may have missed it. And the first time around when Dr. Wesley Muhammad put up that video, I never saw it, because had I seen it, I would have been the same way I am now. I would have kept that same energy. I would have kept that same energy. Facts. But the point of the matter is today we are aware, but we will address it. So the first thing we're going to do, actually, the very first thing that we must do, I'd be remiss if I didn't play this man's own words first. So let me play Wesley Muhammad's words, this one time only, because we know how slow he can talk. So don't none of us want to be sitting here listening to repeats of Wesley Muhammad. I understand that, but bear with me, because we need it for the record, that which Dr. Wesley Muhammad has said. So I'm going to start it off from a video entitled Dr. Wesley Muhammad, Powerful Response to Brother Polite, the Milk Controversy, etc. If there's any other words there. At the 58-minute mark, in 2 seconds is where I will commence, and we'll probably listen to about 2 minutes thereafter or a little before we really get into the thick of things.
9% of the milk that's on the market. We're all only saying that those qualities of milk aren't endemic to milk itself, but are the consequence of the poisoning of milk, and I use the language, the weaponizing of milk. So the statement does not come from your brother that Dr. Sebi is wrong on milk. That's not my statement. I did not say that.
This is the biggest double talker on planet Earth. So his whole claim to fame is that he never said Dr. Sebi was wrong about milk. There's no need to tell a lie like that. Yeah, you never said it. You never said Dr. Sebi was wrong. You just said that he got everybody running away from the very thing they should be running to, and that whoever's not drinking milk is following in the devil's plan. You never said that Dr. Sebi was wrong. You went one up and made it clear that he's following in the devil's path. What the hell? What are we doing here? No one's stupid. He thinks he's talking to stupid people. Yo, where is this Mickey D's picture of this brother eating in McDonald's, giving us some, yo, listen. While we listening to this, I just remembered I got Wesley Muhammad and the Nation of Islam brothers sitting at a dang table. I said dang, sitting at a dang table, feasting on McDonald's. I just remembered. I got to pull this up.
There's much agreement between us and Dr. Sebi on milk. The point.
Now, this is a atrocity right here. There's much agreement. Remember, everybody, please remember that statement. There's much agreement on Dr. Sebi and him when it comes to milk. Remember, he said there's much agreement. Because we're going to see how much agreement there is. Because we're going to play Dr. Sebi's words too, next to his words. And we're going to see how much they actually agree.
Point where I find him in error is specific, and I am saying that he was our brother. He's a great master teacher. On that specific point, I was saying he was in error. That's all. Now, is it possible that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the man, was wrong on milk? Well, I guess it would be, except that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't teaching from himself on milk. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was strictly repeating what he was taught by God Almighty himself.
Hey,
so what you
see that? Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was only, hold on. Let's go back. Because listen to the logic. He wasn't wrong about milk. I mean, after all, this information came to us by way of God Almighty himself, vicariously through the Christ and messenger, Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Come on, I had some sauce on it, but that's what he's saying. So let's listen to it to make sure I'm not taking nothing out of context. Let's make sure we understand why he couldn't possibly be wrong, why Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad couldn't possibly be wrong. Let's make sure we understand why Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad couldn't possibly be wrong about us eating some butter and cow's milk. Let's see.
From himself on milk. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was strictly repeating what he was taught by God Almighty.
Okay, so Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not only repeating, he was strictly repeating. So you know who behind we have to come after. We have to come after Allah now. Now we got to bang on Allah because Allah got us drinking cow's milk. Allah got us drinking cow's milk, family. Cow's milk. So now we got to bang on Allah because he's setting us up. Thank goodness, because I didn't want to bang on Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but he's innocent because he got this information from someone who was supposed to be Allah in the flesh. Thank goodness. Woo! Because I didn't want to bother Elijah. I like Elijah. So now we can go. Now we got the go-ahead to go after Allah himself. Let's get it. Is this the same Allah that existed for the 1,200 plus years that we had to undergo the trans-sub-Saharan slave trade? Where was Allah when we went through that? Is this the same Allah for in the hells of America for 465 years, arguably extended, that we were also being mutilated, raped, castrated, lynched, suffered the consequence of having to have sex with our own mothers? Is this the same Allah that existed during slavery, during the John Hawkins slave ship era? Is this the same Allah that exists during Mike Brown, Sandra Bland? Is this the same Allah? We're going to ask some questions. But maybe Allah helps his own. I want to see how Allah looks, since we got a picture of Allah's ass today. We're going to pardon the word ass, since we got a picture of Allah's behind today. I don't want nobody distracted. Muslims say he said the word ass, so disregard all the information. I'm not about to allow y'all to do that. Come on. Let's hear this. Let's hear this scholarship one more time.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad wasn't teaching from himself on milk. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was strictly repeating what he was taught by God Almighty himself.
Woo!
So what we are getting,
I would like to believe that God Almighty himself came in the personage of a man. I would like to believe his hair would kink even if it wasn't kinky. I would like to believe his nose would get broader even if it was skinny. I would like to believe that his lips would get bigger even if they were like reptilian slit lips. For some reason, I wonder if it's safe to say cracker. That might be a cuss word too. So I'm going to refrain from calling Allah a cracker. That's what I want to call his behind. But I don't want no distractions. And I'm going to start doing that weird look that Wesley do when he screws his eyebrows together, like it's hurting him to think. And all of them in the nation that teach, they got this thing where they pause for mad long before they tell you the BS. Farrakhan does it too. I'm going to show you. I had to actually cut between clips to speed it up because they all, before they come with the BS. Hold on now. Let me tell you this BS. Milk. And they laughing to themselves like, it's liquid sunlight. And then people start applauding and they go, whew, they fell for that BS. Yo, listen, it's going to get good.
To live isn't the exegesis of Elijah Poole. The fruits of the research or study of Elijah Poole or even the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Everything that we are getting in how to eat to live. Okay,
that's enough of that crap anyway. It's a white man on a toilet in the commercial. My goodness. I don't even want to say who he looks like. If I showed you the image of this white man in this commercial that's on the toilet, and then I showed you who Allah personified in, or who Allah himself, God Almighty, came in the flesh, you would say, let me stop. Because then I don't want them saying that's disrespectful. But I'm a screenshot. Let me screenshot this guy. Let me screenshot. Okay. In case they ever said I was disrespectful, I will reference this point in the video and I will show you a man who literally looked like Allah that was taking a dump on the toilet. For some odd reason, YouTube just interjected, pulled up an ad in between that which I was playing, and it was a man who looked like Master Fard on the toilet. I don't know why that just happened. I still think it's divine nonetheless. We'll move forward. Remember, Dr. Sebi and them don't really disagree when it comes to this milk thing. Watch this. They're going to get this work today. We ain't about to play with them today. What is the other stuff that was going on before? The screen share was doper last time. It was legit. Okay, people. So y'all remember this, How to Eat to Live, Brother Polite versus the Nation of Islam. We had a lot of amazing data that came in. You could check that out. We did this. It's up here on the channel. Let's move forward. Because today what we're dealing with is this. Yeah, God is telling me that I'm talking out of my... Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out what that means. And we'll go in deep meditation to find out why did this white man on the toilet look just like they got. I'll figure this out. But this is what I wanted to tell you guys. The black Christian told me this is Jesus Christ on the left. And the black Muslim told me that this was Allah on the right. Is there any room for anybody that has our features in America these days or abroad? Let's listen. Let's listen closely to the insanity. Because this is insanity. Let's listen closely to Dr. Wesley Muhammad one more time. And let's hear his address, because the first thing that he must tell us to do is drink milk and eat navy beans. Let's listen to it, people.
There's two things that I expect every single one of us in here to leave and do continuously from this point on for the rest of your life. That's eat navy beans and drink milk. Eat navy beans and drink milk.
They applauded this.
I know. You follow Dr. Sebi.
Woo!
You follow Dr. Sebi. And so you think Black people, African people are inherently lactose intolerant. And so all these Black people are running from milk. And do you know what milk is?
Uh-oh. Look at the crazy stuff between his eyes.
Whole milk, white milk is...
Look at that pause.
Liquid sunlight. Whole milk is liquid sunlight. Why do I say that? In milk, you get vitamin D that synthesizes testosterone. Milk helps us replenish testosterone. In milk, you get the amino acid tryptophan, which is necessary to synthesize serotonin. We replenish our serotonin by milk. Milk in this protein gives us tryptophan, which is the amino acid that synthesizes melanin. So just with milk, we can replenish testosterone, serotonin, and melanin in milk with navy bean. Navy bean gives us zinc and magnesium to synthesize testosterone. Milk gives us tryptophan to synthesize testosterone. This is the meal of the Black gods.
Oh, shoot.
Scientific fact.
The cow is producing
You
the
can
milk of the
listen
Black
to
gods.
Dr. Sebi all you want. I love Dr. Sebi. May he rest in peace.
Look at you. Look at you.
But he didn't make a mistake in this. He made an error. Because I heard him say he was a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was a Muslim. So he knew better, but he got so many of us running from the very thing we should be knocking folks out trying to get to. But I have to put this qualifier.
Here it comes.
Because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God. So the devil has weaponized milk. The devil, you can't just run out and get, in fact, most milk, because most milk is drawn from continuously pregnant cows. They artificially inseminate these cows so they are pregnant and lactating at the same time. And what that does,
That part was
the
true.
natural estrogen rate in milk skyrockets. So the milk, most of the commercial milk is estrogen and progesterone levels have been artificially, astronomically inflated. So it does for us the opposite of what it's intended to do. The devil is on his job.
There you go. There go that devil talk. He's on his job.
Milk from small farms that drawn from cows that aren't kept pregnant. Small, the Amish and the Mennonites, that's where we're going until we get on land and cows and produce our own milk.
Like, do you want any Black women?
Drink that milk. Drink
wants
that
his own
navy
leg.
bean, and in closing, I can't. But see, this is how we can fix it And we don't even have to leave this country.
You don't even have to leave America now.
The light up there can keep getting dimmer and dimmer, but we can, in its midst, keep getting stronger and stronger.
I think the light in that head of yours is getting dimmer and dimmer. This is just weird and ridiculous at this particular point. But let me play my favorite part before we move on to better things.
There's two things that I expect every single one of us in here to leave and do.
Uh-oh. What's these two things?
Do continuously.
Continuously.
From this point on for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. Only these two things and nothing
eat
else.
Navy beans and drink milk. Eat Navy beans and drink milk.
Yo.
I know.
Yo.
You follow Dr. Sebi.
Oh, man. Throwing shots now.
You follow Dr. Sebi.
Come on. Bring
So
it.
you think black people, African people are inherently lactose intolerant.
Hold
And
on.
so all these black people are running from milk. And do you know what milk is? Whole milk, white milk, is
Uh-oh.
liquid sunlight.
Oh, I love this part.
Whole milk is liquid sunlight. Why do I say that?
Woo!
In milk,
So it's hard for us to digest liquid sunlight. Tell these black folks who having problems drinking milk, and my man, you having problems digesting liquid sunlight. We have to get liquid sunlight out the nipples of a cow. Wow, we can't get it directly from the sun. Nah, my G, we got to get liquid sunlight from the titty of the cow. Let's do this. But yo, I'm going to play you guys something very powerful. Hold on real quick. I'm sorry, because I can't get enough of the video. I got some more stuff. Hey, other Muhammad that's inside of the Nation of Islam, don't worry, you coming up next. Because he got the cure for AIDS. And according to, and you know what's interesting, because if you listen to Wesley Muhammad, he's going to tell you that black people being lactose intolerant is a myth. If you listen to this Abdul Muhammad from the Nation of Islam, I got to get his right name. Pardon me, brother, I will get your right name. He would tell you that he is lactose intolerant. They both are teaching from the teachings of God himself. But anyway, nonetheless, I'm going to show you another teacher from the Nation of Islam who's going to make it clear and plain that they got the cure for AIDS. And the key to the cure for AIDS is to have some raw milk spoiled for at least 4 days. I'm paraphrasing, but we're going to see how much I got wrong. He said raw milk don't spoil. And what you got to do to come up with some more healthier components is to leave it out there. It don't spoil, it gets sour. I'm like, Negro, if it gets sour, it's spoiled. He said it don't spoil, it gets sour. And when it gets sour, that's called buttermilk. And that buttermilk is just fermented milk. And that fermented milk is basically yogurt. But this has the cure for AIDS in it. Interferons. Alpha, beta. I'm like, oh, something's interferon with your logic. Something's interferon with your ability to think. Leave that word interferon alone unless you're going to talk about what's interfering with how you construct ideas and process data. But we're going to go to it because if y'all think I'm lying that the cure for AIDS is in a cow's raw milk that has to be left out room temperature for at least 4 days. And then if you really want to get busy now, you're going to need to add coffee to this raw milk that you leave out to spoil. Oh, pardon me, not spoil, get sour. Because raw milk don't never get spoiled. You're going to leave this raw milk out at room temperature so it can get sour, so it can become buttermilk, which is none other than fermented milk. If you think I'm making this stuff up, we're going to see how close, because I study these doctrines because I love it. And so what happens is when someone asks, yo, but how much raw milk do I need? He then replies online and says, you need coffee, raw sugar. Now, all of a sudden, the raw milk being sour goes out the window. And now we also need sour raw milk. He still doesn't tell you the amount of raw milk you need. Instead, he now brings up more questions by telling us we have to compound interest with this raw, sour, buttermilk, fermented yogurt milk. And what we're going to need is coffee, okay, and some vegetables, some herbs. He doesn't specify what herbs, and some fruits and some sugar, but none of that stevia, none of that BS. You're going to hear it from his own words. Yo, the cure for AIDS is in coffee and milk that you leave out at least 4 days, room temperature. Teachings from the Nation of Islam. See, when I put up the pseudoscience of the Nation of Islam, it's non-cipher. You ain't going to debate me on this. These are some pseudo teachings, and they all out there going into the world, evangelizing in the name of this milk, because God himself came and taught this information to Christ himself, who is now vicariously operating through the present day Messiah himself, most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I can't make this stuff up. You know when The Rock used to be like, do you smell? And he was just pause. Imagine if he just said, liquid sunlight. Yo, I'm gonna play these videos so you can see. This is a viewing, okay? I think they call it a wake or something like that. This is the funeral, okay? We catching bodies today. This is just a viewing. And what we're doing at this viewing is remembering all the good old times where they was allowed to get away with pseudo information. We're allowing them all the good old days where they got to get their pseudo information out before Brother Polite came. Okay? I think my arms is long enough to box with God. I think they long enough. I could definitely box with pseudo God. The God of pseudo. Because he got y'all out there. Missionaries. Going out there into the world telling us now that we got the cure for AIDS and all we need is some coffee, raw sugar, and some milk to be left out room temperature for 4 days or more. And, you know, get some herbs and vegetables. These are grown people saying this. So if you thought Wesley Muhammad lost his dang mind, if you thought Wesley Muhammad lost his mind, you got to hear this other minister of the Nation of Islam as well. And I don't know. I think they kind of neck and neck in pseudo and weird. They're neck and neck. But I like to listen to their whole teaching, because Wesley left out the coffee and the raw milk and leaving it out, and how raw milk never spoils. They say it's scientific facts. He says it with conviction. I should play that. Wesley Muhammad says scientific facts. That's how he behaves. Okay? But people say, those of you that saying you don't understand how it was disrespectful for him to mention Dr. Sebi, let me show you something. First of all, let's see what Dr. Sebi said, because Dr. Sebi gonna drop some jewels, because you know Wesley Muhammad said we don't even really disagree. We agree, basically. All right, hold on. I told you I'd keep that in mind, right? Let's listen to Wesley Muhammad as though Dr. Sebi is still alive, and let's see how much they really agree. And when Dr. Sebi's alive teaching these things, let's see if he looks like the devil that Wesley Muhammad's talking about. Let's play them at the same time. Let's go back and forth and let them speak their doctrines, and then see if it's disrespectful when you look at it that way. See, don't tell somebody who was healed by Dr. Sebi. You know what? Let me show you guys something. Let me show you something. Because this ain't no fake love. This ain't no fake stuff going on. Let me go to Instagram right now. Let me go here to Instagram. Let me go to Instagram. You know what? Let me see something. See if something comes up over here. I may not have to go to this. Okay. I think I do. Okay. Oh, I think I got it right here. Okay, people. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. I see y'all. We're going to do some more pseudo stuff, and we're going to come right back, and we're going to have an overview about the pseudo teachings of the Nation of Islam, and we're going to work our way into the self-hate Right now, we're dealing with the disrespect to Dr. Sebi portion of our program today. And then we're going to dive, just nosedive, go straight into the pseudo stuff again. There's plenty of it around. We don't have a whole program for it, so I got to keep this thing moving. I think the 1.6 thousand people that are in here, but it's not nearly enough. Share this video right now because we really have to talk as a community to figure out what's going on in that cult. That is actually a cult. We have to really figure this out. We needed a whole program today before we could really crack books open. But I didn't really think I had to beat you in the head with a lot of heavy sciences today. Because I think many of you know, like what happens with cults is they keep the real mischievous information. We like using that word, right? They keep the real mischievous information on the inside. So once they got you hooked from all the positive things that they do, they have you locked into all the pseudo truths. See how that works? You wind up loving them so much that when they start slipping little mollies in your drink, you just start accepting everything. Yo, watch this. Yo, listen, watch this. This is crazy. I want to show you this. How dare y'all talk about Dr. Sebi, yo? Watch this. Oh, I got it back. Let's get it. Watch this. This is just so y'all know what it is. Thank you for the donation, family. This is just so you know what it is. Oh, no, this is not the right one. Pardon me. That is not the right one. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. That was not the right one. Let me go to... We're going to get this in, though. Hold on. We're going to get this in. Watch this right here. You got to understand. You got to understand. It's... Okay, you got to understand. Let's go. Okay. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's get to brother. Oh, we got a nice video here. On Instagram. Okay, boom. Let's do it. Let's do it, people. Very interesting, disrespectful dude. Let's do this. Do this the right way. I think it's this one. We're gonna share the screen right now. We're gonna share the screen. Let's share the screen, people. I'm just waiting for it to come up. There we go. Okay. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Okay, boom. Scrolling down. All right. Let's look at this, just so y'all know what it is.
Y'all gotta take a picture for the polite, man. All right. Jimmy called me and said, hey, you forgot that a polite speech in Los Angeles. Oh my God, I said, I have to leave. I have to come to Los Angeles because of the polite. As much as it means to you, it means to me. It means to all of us. We love it. I love it. For the polite, man. You know, man, shit, this is my brother. Y'all gotta take a picture for the polite, man. All right.
You see this, family? I'm not just doing, and it's okay if people love Dr. Sebi from afar, because I meet people all the time that say I changed their life. They see me as their father. They see me as their mentor. They see me as their older brother. So I know, so I'm not taking nothing from nobody who hasn't personally experienced Dr. Sebi, but this is a man that we were very, very great friends. He was a father in one instance, a best friend in another. This is a man that when I came home from prison, gave me 15 bands to help further my vision to open up my alkaline restaurant in Brooklyn. This is a man that my daughter cried for and seen as grandpa from a young age. This is a man that cured me of my diabetes. This is a man that will fly in, like he said, he would be in another country and he will fly in just because I was teaching a lecture. Imagine someone that you look up to would go that far to fly in from one country to another just to hear you speak for 2 hours. he would always ask the secretary, when's the next time Brother Polite got a speech? So I could fly in. This is a man that we built a vision about the land that was given to him in Africa in exchange for his ability to cure. This is a man that I know, no doubt, was murdered because of the vision of the future that was being laid down. So we can't play games. I'm gonna watch this one more time. And I mean, there's tons of other footage. This is a man who did no other lectures by another man's side that I know of, with the exception of me, several places along this country alone, whether it was Philadelphia, whether it was Washington, whether it was New York, whether it was California. He didn't teach alongside no other teacher but me. This doesn't, I'm not saying this to degrade anybody. I'm saying that don't belittle my love and my connection with my master teacher. So this is coming from a real place. And the fact that I have the patience and the poise and the maturity to feel like you disrespected my master teacher and family says a lot about the healing and the wellness. Because I know he wouldn't want me to be cursing you out. He would say, Brother Plight, they're sick. They're drinking milk. They're drinking blood. What do you expect?
Y'all gotta take a picture of Brother Polite, man. All right. Jenny called me and said, hey, you forgot that a Polite speech in Los Angeles. Oh my God, I said, I have to leave. I had to come to Los Angeles because of the Polite. As much as he means for you, he means to me. He means for all of us. We love it. I love it. For the Polite, man. You know, man, shit, this is my brother.
Yeah, so the Negro that's saying, Dr. Sebi wanted to prove what you're doing. You don't know Sebi. I know Sebi. Yes, he would have. He always said he loved my vigor. He loves my gangster. That was what he used to tell me. I love your gangster. I love it. Don't lose it. He said I was the other side of him. That's what he told me. So don't tell me about what Dr. Sebi would do. And furthermore, this ain't about if he would like what I'm doing right now. It's my responsibility to defend his name and to defend his honor. That man put too much work in to have these pseudos come out here and tell us how important it is to drink milk and to leave it at room temperature. And this jackass here, Jamin Clayton, Polite, you ain't a gangster. Oh, don't mistake me for the Negroes that's killing other Negroes. That's not what I meant. That's not what he meant. He playfully called me a gangster because he loved my conviction when I was teaching, despite the powers that be not wanting that information to go out before the world. So miss me with the nigger activity who pride themselves in saying, not in Chicago, oh, not here in Detroit, oh, not in Cali. I ain't talking about those type of gangsters. I'm saying, figuratively, he said I was gangster, and as far as the fact that I was unrelenting when I stood on something, I would not let it go despite the threats like the ones I'm getting now. So it's real emotion here. Like I got a young idiot out here doing videos talking about I never knew Dr. Sebi, when all the information is on the internet right now. But it just shows how consumed with hate he is. How much hate he's consumed by. So if a man want to dig my teacher from up out of the grave, let's compare the two teachers then. And let's see who stands the test of time. And let's see who's really for black people. If that's what we really want to do. Don't tell me nothing about dissension, because you ain't tell them nothing about dissension. Because no one can say a damn thing about Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or Master Fard Muhammad without one of them curling up in their damn panties. So don't tell me I can't defend my teacher, my friend, my father. Stop the fronting, man. So it's okay. We're going to go through this pseudo shit. Pardon my language. I apologize. We're going to go through it. Not playing with these cats, man. Want to take it lightly. That man put his life on the line to do what he did. I ain't say I'm perfect, but he came with the perfect plan. I'm not going to have nobody reverse what he was teaching. So if it's about scholarship, let's put the scholarship down. Let's really talk about that milk. High in protein, animal protein. That's high in sulfur-containing amino acids. That throws off the magnetic field of the X chromosome in your body, which incurs the stress that is impeding on the cell's ability to replicate themselves, which equals cancer. But let's do it again. Milk high in animal protein is high in sulfur-containing amino acids that offsets what? Leaching, a process in which your bones have to have calcium leached off of it so the calcium can buffer the acidity because it changes the integrity or compromises the integrity of the body's potential hydrogen. And therefore makes you more vulnerable and susceptible to diseases of all sorts, more especially in the case of diabetes 1, thyroidism and hypothyroidism. And when this calcium is leached off of the bones, it now changes the density of the bones. And the excess calcium goes into deposits into the kidney. Now you got kidney stones. Not to mention that when you take an animal's milk, it has to be accompanied. Each calcium has to be accompanied by magnesium. Otherwise, you're going to compromise bone density. Never mind the fact milk is allowed to have 750,000 somatic cells. And at the point of 750,000 somatic cells, you're now in the threshold of cancer. It's allowed to have 750,000 somatic cells, a euphemism for pus. It's allowed to have 24,000 live bacteria in it before the Food and Drug Administration takes it off the shelf. It's allowed to be pasteurized, a process in which they prolong the shelf life of a product by heating it up to get rid of germs. You have to heat up liquid sunlight to get rid of the germs. Wesley Muhammad would tell you just make sure you boil the milk if you're going to drink. Liquid sunlight has to be boiled. Liquid sunlight has to be boiled. I ain't never had to boil this sunlight out here, but liquid sunlight in the form of milk has to be boiled to kill germs. There's germs in liquid sunlight. There's germs in liquid sunlight. So you're telling me Dr. Sebi just put all this information down and you're going to usurp this information because some pale man told you that he's Allah in the flesh? Because remember, Dr. Wesley said, it's not like this was an admission of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad himself paraphrasing, just saying it better than the way he said it. More rather, this was information that came directly from God Almighty himself. That's what he said. So we can't even veer these guys back on the right path because they think Allah, God Almighty himself, wants us to get liquid sunlight from a cow and then maybe have to boil it or wait till it's room temperature so it can get sour, not spoiled, so it can become buttermilk, which is fermented, so we can come up with the cure for AIDS. This is what they're teaching. I'm going to show you this. I'm not making this up. So now you're making a mockery out of what this man did. And for those of you that saying, but he came into the Nation of Islam. If you want to talk about Dr. Sebi being a former Nation of Islam member, then let's talk about Dr. Sebi saying when he joined, he was sick. The healed version of Dr. Sebi hauled ass. So tell the whole story. He said when he joined, he was sick. He still had healing to do. within himself. I take nothing from the contributions of the Nation of Islam historically in our community. I take nothing from them. Thank you for the donations, family. I take nothing from them. But what we're not going to do is make that the end all. You see, he joined the Nation of Islam. Like Elijah Muhammad somehow has something to do with the things that he knows. Mr. Have the butter and drink the milk. Elijah Muhammad said, man, don't eat chicken. But if you're going to eat some meat, you can eat eat lamb. Lamb is high in anthrax. You know the thing that they put in the envelopes? The terrorists was putting anthrax in envelopes and people were dying. Lamb is one of the highest animal products on planet Earth when it comes to anthrax. And most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And if you need me, I triple dog dare you to ask me to pull it up so I because it's in to the blacks. And I have the slides. I really do. I just do my best not to make this long and prolonged because I still got some serious work to give them. Let's see what Dr. Sebi said. Let's see what Dr. Sebi said. Let's see what Dr. Sebi said. Let's put Wesley Muhammad's teachings next to Dr. Sebi's teachings and listen to the jewel that Dr. Sebi gives us towards the end. Listen to this man teach. I get the spirit when I hear him teach. I've been going through all his old videos, stuff that I ain't even released yet that I got. I got herbs he was going to release. Those of you that went to the class in Washington, y'all know I got them. When he came with that big bag and he said, soon you won't even need to take all those other herbs. You'll be able to just take these combined. And that'd be it, because his goal was to see if he can minimize the cost of his products. So he consolidated them by putting some choice herbs together, one of which being concassa. Those of you that were in Washington, D.C. for that class, you know what it is. You know what's up. Y'all saw it. And he blessed me with a whole bag. And to this day, I'm just here like, what do I do with that? So no, this is not just a guy. And if he was just the guy that I felt from the virtual realm, just watching him, respect should still be due to anybody that supports that man. So I'm not going to come out my face and do this name calling thing with Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the other dude that you call on the law. I still want to respect my brothers and sisters that believe in that stuff. We're going to critique that scholarship. It's just a get back. And trust me, I dare somebody to come out emotional and do their best to represent the Nation of Islam in anything that I'm bringing up. Come out emotional and say some disrespectful stuff. Because all I'm going to do is terrorize the teachings. I don't want to, but keep disrespecting Dr. Sebi. I don't want to. But if leadership is going to keep disrespecting Dr. Sebi, I don't mind some Negroes just running rampant in the streets. But if leadership is going to keep disrespecting Dr. Sebi and it's going to go unnoticed, we could peruse all throughout that doctrine. Because at least with the Nation of Gods and Earths, when they say the Father Allah came to them and he put in pain, at least that's a well-made black man. We got to move this thing along. So all the people crying, no, come on, we need peace. Yo, tell that to them. Because they ain't have to bring that man up during this hour just because Dr. Sebi was getting traction, as Wesley Muhammad said. He could have just taught his truth and didn't have to bring up Dr. Sebi. They have to do no devil associations. Watch this. I got every right to feel the way I feel. Watch this. They don't need to cry about it either. It's all right. Because ain't nobody on this side fighting anybody. It's all right. Watch this. Watch these crazy people. Yo, listen to Dr. Sebi. Drop this. Watch this.
You can listen to Dr. Sebi all you want. I love Dr. Sebi. May he rest in peace. But he didn't make a mistake in this. He made an error. Because I heard him say he was a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was a Muslim, so he knew better, but he got so many of us running from the but I have to put this qualifier because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God. So the devil has weaponized milk.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produce milk for animal.
The devil is on his job. So look for milk from small farms that drawn from cows that aren't kept pregnant.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies. Human beings, women, females, produces milk for human babies.
Till we get on land and cows and produce our own milk.
And then, to compound the problem, is that the animal that we selected to afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God. So the devil has weaponized milk.
To afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Yo, did you hear this man drop the science? He broke down the dang cow is a hybrid. Man made the cow. So you telling me a man-made animal can produce liquid sunlight? Yo, Dr. Sebi's so legit. Let's do this one more time. Dr. Sebi's official. Yo, did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear what Sebi just said? Think about the logic. The cow's a hybrid. Man created the cow. And you're going to tell me that the man-made organism created food for the gods? You telling me God couldn't create an animal that would produce food for the gods? You telling me this white man that you call the devil hybridized animals? And the hybridized animals are the ones that's creating the foods for the God, but God couldn't create an animal to create food for the gods? Yo. Bars. That was bars. Hold on.
You can listen to Dr. Sebi all you want. I love Dr. Sebi. May he rest in peace. But he didn't make a mistake in this. He made an error. Because I heard him say he was a follower of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was a Muslim. So he knew better, but he got so many of us running from the very thing we should be knocking folks out trying to get to. But I have to put this qualifier because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God. So the devil has weaponized milk.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies.
The devil is on his job. So look for milk from small farms that drawn from cows that aren't kept pregnant.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies. Human beings, women, females, produces milk for human babies.
Till we get on land and cows and produce our own milk.
And then, to compound the problem, is that the animal that we selected To afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God. So the devil has weaponized milk.
To afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
So, let's put them up against each other. Let's put both teachings up against each other. And trust me, for everything I'm presenting, I got to show y'all the Wesley Muhammad folder. Again, it's not filled with personal attacks, but he initiated this. He started this. You feel me? Now, like I said, I got a lot of good brothers and sisters that I love in the Nation of Islam, and that's why I refrain from my whole presentation. My whole presentation is nuts. So I had to actually compartmentalize it. Because this stuff was done too. But I really like the science, and I didn't get a chance to do that. But you know, I like to go berserk with that. I'm just waiting for someone to play themselves. Like, you don't understand, Son was out of line when he did that. That's all I'm saying. He was out of line. He ain't got to do that. Because you guys know, if it was switched up in different positions, we would have to respect Minister Louis Farrakhan. We got to respect the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I happen to really have a great deal of love for him, despite the fact he has some questionable things out there. Overall, I love their contribution to the Black community. And that's why I've always been reluctant to even say anything about you guys. Because historically, you've contributed, whether there's some crazy stuff going on or not. I ain't going to play crazy like you guys didn't contribute a great deal to the advancement of the Black man and Black woman, especially here in America. So for that, I've always been reluctant. Like, yo, man, I don't want to say nothing to them. I don't want to have nothing to say about them. I really don't. I don't like it. I don't even like beefing with you guys. I don't like it. But this stuff about Dr. Sebi and this guy saying this and that, I'm like, yo, come on, fam. We ain't doing that. Because now I'm starting to wonder what y'all guys really thinking. That's not right. That's all I'm saying. It's not right. I'm going to exercise a lot of discipline still. We got more to go. Let's get to the cure for the AIDS, featuring another pseudoscientist of the Nation of Islam. Now, the Nation of Islam wants to stand on any of the information I'm putting forth, that I'm contending to be very pseudo, not just regular pseudo, extremely pseudo, then come on. Because I'm not jumping out the window here. I'm making sure I just put the most craziest stuff that your leadership is teaching, and then we can see if you want to stand on that. I don't mind. But Sebi just dropped a nuke on him. You see, if you want to bring them back, I could bring them back properly. Come on, let's do this. I'll never have to speak. I got a bunch of clips lined up for the misinformation that's been presented all around the board. So much so, I could just release the clips of my teacher talking and fall back and just press play. I'm really that meticulous. I've been sitting here listening to everything I can find. I'm that meticulous. From the BS that they teach to the real stuff that Dr. Sebi been teaching. So I can line it up. So I can line them up. So I'm sitting here and y'all don't really know how meticulous I get. Y'all really don't know how much I'm into information. Many of you do, but a lot of people really, really, really don't know how far I go to defend the honor of my teacher. I just don't be put in that position. So come on, Wesley, you and I both said we ain't gonna do this. Some years ago, we said, yo, we ain't gonna even deal with each other. It's love. Bro, if I tell you like, fam, that thing is coming off disrespectful, G. All you gotta do is, yo, my bad, that's not my intention. Boom. But you wanna play crazy. So let's go. Hold on. Let's go. We're not done. We're not done at all. I want to show you guys something. Show you guys something that's deep and profound. It's deep and it's profound. I'm gonna show you guys something. Hold on, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go into I gotta get this thing lined up for you right now. That's what I gotta do, honestly. Let me get this thing for you guys right now. And the reason why we gotta get this. Hold on. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. This is great. Okay, so in our next segment here, what we're gonna do in our next segment, we're about to do it. In our next segment, this is what we're about to do. Oh, I like that. Okay, hold on. I'm about to share the screen. Share the screen. If you erase it, don't worry, I got him. Oh, I think he. Hold on. Oh, so we going back to the channel erasing comments, huh? Hold on. Let me see something. If you think you safe erasing comments, Mr. Muhammad, I saved your comment. I saved your comment now. Hold on. I think he went back and erased the comment I was talking about. Oh, shoot. Whoa. We're doing that now? He erased the comment. He erased the comment. Yo, he ran back to his channel and he erased the cure for AIDS is a raw milk and coffee and raw shit. Yo, don't worry about it, family, because I screenshot it. Hold on. Yo, he erased the comment. He was in the chat. I saw you showed me the Muhammad brother was in the chat. Hold on. Good thing I kept the evidence. Dang, Mr. Muhammad, say it ain't so. Yo, he erased the comment. Hold on. Let me show you how ill I am. Oh, I forgot the navy beans too. Okay, bet. I got it. I'm emailing it to myself right now, family. Yeah, he ain't gonna get away with that, family. Hold on. I just gotta get this out the camera's light. Boom. I got the answer. Come on, bro. You can erase it. That's how I know. That's how I know you on that BS. So now when they go to your channel and they look for the comment, they ain't gonna see it. Yo, he erased the cure for AIDS, bro. Why would you erase the cure for AIDS? What's this guy's name, man? Yo, we gonna really get your name now. Hold on. Yo, he erased the cure for AIDS from the comment section. Yo, I know you BSing now. Come on. You was just in the chat room defending this BS, and now you're gonna go erase the cure for AIDS is raw milk with fruits and navy bean soup. No meat, water and coffee, a little sugar. Raw sugar is allowed in coffee, only during fast, only 3 days fast. Every 2 weeks we'll do it. All organic, no sugar, no desserts, no stevia, that BS. 1 meal a day. The only real legit joint he's really talking about, he's calling that BS. 1 meal a day only. Drink enough at dinner to make you happy, only at dinner. No more breakfast or lunch. Listen to Dr. Seuss, man. Like, this guy is wild. See, now we erasing comments. Yo, Wesley, I keep your comments too. I've been keeping your comments too, Wesley. And your responses to people about the milk and the cow. Don't drink the almond because we don't eat nuts. First of all, almond is not a nut. I'm going to tell you, you see, I don't want to be rude. I'm about to tell y'all who the real nuts are. But anyway, I ain't going to do that. Yo, what's up, Ink?
Yo, this shit is getting crazy about a second, bro.
He erased the cure for AIDS. Did you see that?
Bro, I had to call in on this shit right now.
Yo, I give you the link, bro. If you want to come in here, I give you the link. We could just go in. Yo, Inky knows because I sent him the cure for AIDS. I sent it to him. I'm like, yo, bro, we got the not only the cure for AIDS, but a homemade recipe for yogurt. That's exactly the text I gave Inky. Right or wrong? Hold on, family. This is going to get good. Dude actually erased. He was in the comment section, Inky, too. He was in the comment section, going in, breaking it down.
I seen it. No. Everybody was in the comment section tonight.
No, I'm going to leave the comment section up, too.
But listen, you know what I want to
Yo, nigga, hold on. They got real milk gate. Like they
Bro,
this is milk gate.
Listen, by him going back and deleting the comment,
Woo!
that shows that intention of the lie, the intention of the misinformation.
Yo, he erased it. I can't believe the Nation of Islam is going back doing dirty work, erasing comments. You wrote that cure for AIDS with pride. Now none of us will know. You know how much sick people of AIDS is out here? Yo, lucky for me, I still got it. I forgot the navy beans. We need the raw milk, the navy beans, and coffee. Those are the main ingredients to cure AIDS.
And the raw sugar.
And the raw sugar, but not that BS stevia.
Along with dinner.
Oh, yeah, gotta eat it for dinner though, but only dinner. What the heck am I doing with coffee and raw milk and navy beans? Yo, son is crazy. Hold on, I'm sending you this link now. Let me get the people involved with the next set of pseudo. Oh, we roasting you now, Muhammad, just for erasing those comments. You at least Wesley Muhammad, he's wrong and he's strong. He gonna talk to you down till he lose all the air in his lungs with that pseudo information. He's standing on it. Because when all else fail, he gonna say God himself brought this information. So damn it, if you want to disagree with me, disagree with God. At least he gonna go that route and stand on this pseudo information. You, on the other hand, you the worst. Because maybe Wesley is really indoctrinated and really the epitome of what it means to be in a cult. Maybe you, though, woke up a long time ago, but you just afraid to leave because you've been in it for so long. And now you over here doing dirty work, erasing the cure for AIDS. Come on, bro. You don't love your people if you're erasing the cure for AIDS. You just want the cure all for yourself. He probably got a stash of coffee beans. He probably got bins of coffee beans up in there, curing himself every dang day. Don't want no one else to have the cure, huh? Selfish. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, people. Hold on. This is great. I ain't seen nothing like this. This dude, I can't believe he did that. Yo, hold on. Yo, hold on. This is good, though. Y'all need to hear this. So you see Dr. Sebi just chopped Wesley behind down. He chopped him down. See, it's good to pull people out the grave that can't defend themselves. So I had to say, yo, Sebi, I got you. Come on, man. Watch this. Yo, I can't believe he did that. I'm going to show you guys the comment because I'm emailing it to myself right now. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm emailing it myself right now. Okay. Hold on, family. Please bear with me. This is going to get good because you need to see the recipe for AIDS. I don't even know your email, G.
Minister Inky is here.
Okay, hold on. I figured that.
I'm going to text you.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, let me email. Wait, do me a favor. Oh, never mind. Yeah. Hold on, this is crazy. Yeah, I knew he had a call because I sent it to him. I sent him the cure. So I knew Inky would have to call me if he was watching this. Because I'm through the people like, yo, look at this. Aha. And I'm over here and I can't find the dang comment. Like, yo, this dude left my chat and ran to his YouTube channel and erased his cure. Somebody asked him, yo, how much milk do I need to cure AIDS? And he dead ass gave an answer, an elaborate and detailed answer. First, it was just raw milk in the video. He went to the comment section and started really expounding on this thing. Hey, people. Okay, we about to do this. Yo, this is hilarious. Okay. I'm waiting for the, yeah, I sent you it, Brother Inky. I sent you the link. When you come in, you might have to just put it on mute because I'm about to go to the next video. And I'm waiting for this image to pull up. But if you got the image as well, Ink, please see if you could share it on your screen when I call you out, in case mine didn't clear yet through the internet. But let's get back to what I was doing. Let's get back. I'm sorry, this had me tripping. This had me tripping, family. This had me tripping. I can't believe I'm over here looking. I'm glad I screenshot and saved because then I have to tell you guys this. He thought I ain't screenshotted. Yo, watch this though. Let's see what he's hiding from now. Watch this pseudo information right here. Boom. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this right here. Sebi crushed him. We're going to close out with that. Watch this.
What is in milk that is so good? It's not just calories, but there's antibodies, there are cytokines, there are all kinds of molecules that are in the milk that have healing properties. And now clinical trials have been done that has shown that you can actually cure AIDS with raw milk.
They all paused.
When I read that, it blew my mind. And then I looked further. Why would milk be able to cure AIDS? Well, we came back from Kenya in 1991 with something called alpha interferon that cures AIDS. So when you look in the milk, guess what's in the milk? Alpha interferon. Not only alpha interferon, but beta interferon and gamma interferon. All the interferons are in there. Now they said that if you really want to increase the potency of the milk, to increase its healing power, you let it sit at room temperature for 4 days after it's taken from the cow. You say, oh, that's spoiled. No, it's not spoiled. It's soured. Real milk, raw milk cannot spoil. It becomes fermented. They call it buttermilk. They call it yogurt. It's not spoiled. You're confusing it with pasteurized milk. You let pasteurized milk sit for 4 days, it's spoiled, and if you drink it, it'll make you sick. But you drink that fermented milk, that soured milk, and the level of interferon and other health-promoting properties goes way up. I'm just trying to tell you something.
Hold on. Hold on. Piece of the Gazard. Hold on. We gotta Yo, we almost ready for the roast section, Ink. So please, because you know when we get together, this gets kind of crazy. We ain't did this in a long time. Whatever piece of people thought we had beat just because we don't be building online. But listen, and shout out to the God Ben X, because I see him in the chat, and I don't never talk to him directly. I don't know if you guys got any beef or any drama, but I actually love the posts he does. Every now and then I comment, and that's never going to change.
No, I honestly, I really like Ben X movement. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got the young folks, and he always presents a strong black image. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. As a young man too. As a young man, and so we're not here to tear down that young man. So let me say that. But I mean, I understand if he wants to smoke it, he got to do what he got to do. Because I'm doing what I got to do. Because it's my teacher. But I'm gonna tell you this: I'm not an advocate of dissension. I'm just following after the teachings and the doctrine of Dr. Sebi. I never said he's infallible. That's another thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say Sebi never made an error. I'm saying the man in which Nation of Islam leadership is speaking about the big homie. That's a problem. I loathe it, and you got to respect it coming from a person that immediately knew Dr. Sebi and one that Dr. Sebi confirmed as well as I confirmed. He cured me. He said it. I said it. It's a fact. It's a man that was allowed in my house, amongst my family. Like, no, we're not doing that. So I understand. You know, I ain't here to tear down, especially a young brother like that, because he's young. And I know he got what it takes to kind of make this thing work out for the next generation of brothers and sisters that want to follow in the most historical movement, arguably, in America. As far as it's still being up and running to this day, even though it pales in comparison to it in its inception. So before I start getting all soft and everything, I'm bang mode. All I gotta do is think about the foolishness that Dr. Sebi said. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna play this thing back again. I want to see the comments in the chat because I'm gonna make sure the chat remains on this video, and I want to see what you guys are thinking of when he says, hold on. I mean, I really want to do a play-by-play and break this thing down, so I might have to do that. I might have to get the video separately where I can play it and break it down every second. But what I'll do for now, I just want to see what you guys are thinking. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read in the chat. Brother Polite will be reading what you got in the chat for the 1.7 thousand people that's in the chat. I will be reading what goes through your mind as your man is like, yo, raw milk don't spoil. They all do that pause before they lie to you. Raw milk don't spoil. That's buttermilk. He's like, there you go. Got that out. That's fermented milk. That's yogurt. Yo, if people are out there thinking raw milk doesn't spoil, how many bodies did y'all catch? Do you got the cure for that? Because I don't even know what disease is that when you're drinking something that doesn't spoil, that actually spoils. No, it's not spoiled. It's sour. Yo, bro. I've heard of my milk being sour when I was young, and that meant the same thing as spoiled last time I checked. I ain't never heard something like that's not spoiled, that's sour. That's not sour, that's buttermilk. That's not buttermilk, that's fermented milk. That's not fermented milk, that's yogurt.
Now you see where the problem comes in with Sebi, because this is about who's got the cure for AIDS. This is about coming back from Kenya with the cure for AIDS. This is miraculous. We got raw milk. So now we see Wesley Muhammad's mentor. This is the head director. This is the director of health of the Nation of Islam.
Whoa.
Oh,
this is where the information comes from Wesley?
Yes. This is the teacher. This is the grand architect of foolishness.
At the end of the day, we'd be remiss if we didn't give all credit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who came in the persona to Master Fard Muhammad, who vicariously communicated to the Christ, most honorable Elijah Muhammad, whose teaching still exists to this present day by the most honorable brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan. So let's put it in proper context, because Wesley Muhammad should not be accredited for all this information, because he is only reconveying that which has been conveyed by the Christ himself, most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was communicating to us vicariously through the means of Allah, who came in the personage. In the hells of America, KKK, none other than Master Fard. Yo, by the time they go through all that, you be like, yo, just sign me up for the spoiled milk.
Let me show you a very interesting piece of information. I just want to share this with the people, because after this, I want you to rewind that video back so they can have this in proper perspective, so we can see what's really going on.
Hey, before you do that, just keep in mind, I'm gonna move this thing along, but we need to see what was interferon with his logic.
No, I got you. Wait, I got you. This is about the interferon.
Because it's a protein, first of all, and your body produces it naturally when you have like an infection. But anyway, we're gonna go forward. I understand. We got to spoil on purpose. I get it. Go ahead and do what you gotta do.
This is a newspaper.
Where you at?
This is a newspaper article in the New York Times. Now, I think this is critical to the understanding of what's really going on here. AIDS work at a Nation of Islam clinic is questioned.
Uh-oh.
Its $213,000 contract may not be the biggest awarded to a business affiliated with the Nation of Islam. But the money paid to the Abundant Life Clinic here to treat AIDS patients may have drawn the most attention. The clinic, one of 10 around the country, run by the Abundant Life Foundation, has a $213,000 federal contract and treats symptoms associated with AIDS with low-dose interferon, a treatment government scientists have questioned. While the clinic's director, Dr. Abdul Ali Muhammad, has asserted, now that's the guy in the video that we're watching, just in case y'all didn't know, has asserted only that the treatment developed by doctors in Kenya in 1990 results in weight gain, appetite, and energy levels increased. The Final Call, the Nation of Islam's newspaper, has trumpeted low-dose alpha interferon as a cure for AIDS. In a study of patients at the Abundant Life clinics in Washington and New York, Dr. Muhammad and another doctor, Barbara Justice, said that 82% of AIDS patients using low-dose alpha interferon experience increased appetite and other improvements. Dr. Muhammad declined requests for the interviews. The National Institute of Health, in a statement issued in September and reiterated this month, has declared the clinical trials of low-dose alpha interferon showing no benefit in fighting HIV, the virus that causes AIDS, or in improving the immune systems of those infected. A 60-week study conducted in 1992 and 1993 in Uganda, sponsored by the World Health Organization and conducted by the doctors at Makerere University in Kampala, also found no appreciable difference in the symptoms of AIDS patients who were given low-dose alpha interferon and those given a placebo. This study was done in Africa by African investigators, said Joep Lang, Chief of Clinical Research for the World Health Organization's Global Program on AIDS. That takes away the argument that the criticism of low-dose alpha interferon is all white racism. This study was done on Black people by Black people.
Brother Inky, he wasn't supposed to go this deep down the rabbit hole yet. So in short, Inky, please tell us, just in case somebody got lost in the sauce, because it's clear that there's somebody who has a growing membership or a large following of people that's obviously not reading, because they stand up and applaud. Liquid sunlight. Protein in the milk. I'm like, protein in the milk? What? That's a cuss word. That's right, black man teach, black man. So what did we just hear in a synopsis so I can get straight to the guy who we're talking about right now?
Well, what we heard
what can we include?
The federal government, right, who these people identify as the devil, gave them close to $250,000 to find a cure or effective therapy for AIDS. And they in turn took that $200,000+ and turned around and gave the government back a few glasses of milk. Then, when the government got angry about it and tried to question them, Brother Muhammad, the one who deleted the comments, decided to decline any interview. So then they obviously made some contention about, where's that 200 bands we gave you, brother? We looking for some therapy.
Bands. Come on, yo, no ghetto stuff, man. We doing our best. It's on the level.
Hey, at that point, all bets is off the table. They like, yo, we gave you 200 bands, man. You gave us back some milk from Kenya. So
yo, he did the old go back on YouTube and delete the comment joint with the government. That's what you said.
Hey, so at this point, look, they wasn't the devil when they gave them the 200,000. But at this point, when the devil was looking for results from the program, now they became the devil again. So the guy said, listen, this is what we'll allow you to do. Go find the blackest motherfuckers, excuse my language, go find the blackest people on earth. Go find the blackest people on earth and have them conduct a test on other black people in the motherland. So that way you can see that this is a devil-free environment and you can render us devil-free results because we're looking for some devil-free cure that you have promised us from this glass of milk.
Yo, Ink, you gotta stop, man. I need to ask you that. Yo, you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop.
Hey,
yo, listen.
These are the folks that's questioning.
There's gonna be a lot of smart folks that's gonna be coming in. Yo, you gotta stop, man. This thing got me really. Now I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I'm crying. Listen, bro, stop. And I did bring you on for this. I ain't gonna front, but stop. So what I'm saying is this, just so you know the rules of engagement in case you missed it, we don't want no cuss words and we don't want to accuse nobody of being no agents and we don't want to name call because we don't want no one distracted from facts such as that one. Right. All we want when people leave, now we're gonna have to laugh because a lot of this stuff is hilarious. We can't stop that. But what I don't want is no one distracted from the facts. And that fact right there is so hilarious. If you would have said one more mother effer, they would have hung on that so we could avoid those facts. Give the government facts. So we're going to go watch this right here because now you need to see who Mr. Muhammad is that we're talking about. What's his name, my brother? I want to respect him and give him, call him by his right name. Is it Abdul Ali Muhammad? All right. Let's get this guy right now. The guy who's deleting comments. He's working right now. He's probably on another video I ain't see yet working. But let's see this because he's probably like the government might get a hold of that cure with the coffee because he ain't mentioned that in that article there. And he ain't patenting that probably, so that's why he's like, yo, I'm taking this off because next thing you know, the government's out here mixing coffee and stuff with. Yeah, so we're gonna play this video one more time. I want to read the comments. Tell me what you think as you hear weird stuff. Watch this.
What is in milk that is so good? It's not just calories.
Hold on. It's not just calories. Y'all should already be having comments for that. But hold on.
But there's antibodies. There are cytokines. There are all kinds of molecules that are in the...
There are all kinds of molecules that are in the milk. This is a man that you can clearly tell he's about to tell us a bunch of nothing. All kinds of molecules. Molecules? There are all kinds of molecules? That's what we're doing. Now, I'm not going to be all petty, but I'm serious. If someone opens up the door for an AIDS conversation and says that there's all kinds of molecules in the liquid that you need to drink, this is liquid sunlight, because what we got to do, we got to combine the teachings, because Wesley Muhammad didn't properly source all his material. Some of this is coming from this guy. So now, because we don't want Wesley plagiarizing this guy's works, we can't give Wesley all the credit. This is the guy. Between him and Wesley, they found out completely what Allah was describing to us about God's food. Okay, so listen carefully.
Milk that have healing properties. And now clinical trials have been done that has shown that you can actually cure AIDS with raw milk.
Uh-oh.
When I read that, it blew my...
And I want to know, who are the clinical trials he's referring to? Not his clinic, right?
Yeah.
And then I look, be able to.
That's what I'm saying. That was
the article says clearly
that was
they came back from Kenya with the solution, and then he's going to verify the whole program right here in this video. This is the program video right here.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is he's referencing his own pseudoscience, and we found there are even documents that. Clinics, bruh, these are all your things. You're not referencing.
And the craziest thing is,
and that's okay.
They're leaving out that this is all financed by $200,000+ from the quote unquote devil. Man, the devil is friendly.
God is good, but the devil seems to be a whole lot better. Go.
Hey. Well, we came back from Kenya in 1991 with something called alpha interferon that cures AIDS. So when you look in the milk, guess what's in the milk? Alpha interferon. Not only alpha interferon, but beta interferon and gamma interferon. All the interferons are in there. Now they said that if you really want to increase the potency of the milk, to increase its healing power.
Okay, if you want to really increase the potency of the milk, its healing power. Hey, family, make sure I see what you're writing in the comments about what you think. I see somebody say they can't stop laughing. No. Let's not be disrespectful. This is the black man's original spirituality. This is a big part of the Nation of Islam. This is a big part that sets the distinction amongst them and all the Muslims. This milk doctrine. This is very big. It's just you don't get this when you first walk in the door. You don't get this when you first take Shahada. You got to get real deep in there. Okay? This is like Masonic secrets right
here. At room temperature for 4 days.
Wow.
After it's taken from the cow.
Hold up. So after you take this milk from the cow, let it sit in room temperature for like 4 days. I hope you guys are taking notes, because if it's curing AIDS, it probably will cure a cold, because you got to get a cold in order to get the AIDS going. I hope y'all understand what's going on here. He can explain it better than I.
You say, oh, that's spoiled. No, not spoiled.
You see that long pause they do before they start with the BS?
Sour. Real milk, raw milk cannot spoil.
Does anybody, you don't have to go on Google for this. Does anybody want to get some raw milk and just see if it spoils? Yo, real milk, raw milk doesn't spoil? Where are they getting this information from? Oh, no. They don't spoil and get sour.
It becomes...
Look, he just dropped the Molly in the milk. Look at that.
Minute. They call it buttermilk. They call it yogurt.
No, they call that date rape. Yo, this guy's out of control.
It's not spoiled. You're confusing it with pasteurized milk. You let pasteurized milk sit for 4 days. Yeah, it's spoiled, and if you drink it, it'll make you sick. But you drink that fermented milk, that soured milk, and the level of interferon and other health-promoting properties goes way up.
How many of you in the Nation of Islam are actually drinking this soured milk that's not really spoiled, but it's fermented? That's not, it's basically, what's that, buttermilk? It's basically yogurt. How many of y'all are actually guzzling this homemade yogurt? How many of y'all? I want to see how many of y'all are really listening to Allah's message. Do you believe in Allah so much that you're willing to let your milk stay out there for 4 days under room temperature? I want to see.
I'm trying to tell you something.
Okay, guys.
Yo, for some reason,
that was dope. Hold on.
That little music just makes it even funnier.
Yo, I know. Hey, let's hear Dr. Sebi real quick.
When we believe that the milk of a cow, an animal, is sufficient to afford nutrition to a human body, then one has to question that, because I am not an animal. That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies. Human beings, women, females, produces milk for human babies. But something happened to us that we elect to do just the opposite. Instead of us giving our babies the milk of a female human, we elect and chose to give our children the milk of an animal. I think that if we are to be scientific, intelligent, and lowest on the strata, to use our common sense, There's something wrong with that. And then, to compound the problem, is that the animal that we selected to afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Yikes.
You see why we are titling this subject as the reconnection? How many of you sitting in the audience
Now, but I'm ready for you if you want to come out and challenge it, because this ain't no spooky stuff, because Dr. Sebi said that I got to accept it. We ain't playing that a lot to the lost but now found crap. We're not doing that. Pardon me for calling it crap, because I don't want you honing in on that. You know, Wesley Slick, he turned around and someone called Farrakhan a Nick, and he done did a whole thing to distract us from the point. So no, we ain't gonna do that. So it's about to get. Let's take the gloves off, people, because most honorable Elijah Muhammad is Christ, right? No one's safe. How about that? Now, Inky, you can get out of here if it gets too hot, because no one's safe at this point.
Well, let me give a closing commentary on that last piece. Before we close out, listen.
Oh no, we ain't closing. This is just getting.
I know we're not closing. This is the popcorn part, but I'm saying on that last piece, before we leave there, people have to now ask themselves a question.
Hold on, let me get the view on you, because we're about to go into most honorable Elijah Muhammad's perception of black people.
Okay, so here's the question.
Critique, because we could critique Dr. Sebi, and he not here. So I could definitely critique most honorable Elijah Muhammad, because after all, anything that he pretty much said came from God Almighty, so it kind of indemnifies him anyway.
Well, here's the thing.
Which makes me happy, because I wanna like Elijah.
Well, look, here's the mindset that people have to now ask themselves, right? Because we see that they ran tests, we see that it didn't work, it didn't cure AIDS, but hey, maybe the white devils found a way to rig the test and rip themselves off of their own $200,000+ that they invested to find the cure that they said was in milk, right? So now the people have to say, if there are people still in the Nation of Islam that have AIDS and cancer, maybe they're being denied the cure for a particular reason. And if there are people that are still there that have AIDS and cancer, why is this propaganda still being allowed to be promoted to the people?
That's a fact. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. Here's what's bothering me. Inky, where you at? I'm about to say, my brother want to tuck tail because it's about to get hot. You be saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff about folk. I know you ain't leaving during this hour. You got like 30 damn videos up there. I know you ain't leaving.
Hey, I don't know what's coming next. I got to get my popcorn out to see how this thing unfolds.
Hey, yo, I need you to share, whatever reason, this image that this guy deleted. I'm forwarding it to you so you can share it on your screen, because it ain't coming up.
Oh, the recipe?
Yeah, it ain't coming up. Matter of fact, you got it. Can you share it on your screen?
Hold on.
Because for whatever reason, it's coming up on my phone and it's not coming up on my laptop, and that's pissing me off.
I got you.
Oh, hold on. I just got it. Okay, I got it.
All right. I'm about to say, because I got it too.
We're about to move on. But before we do that, the family needs to see this. So hold on, family. Stay with us. I promise you, we're not getting weaker. We're getting stronger. Exhibit A. or exhibit. I mean, we middle through the alphabet right now. Hey, take a look at what he erased. So someone asked this same mad scientist. What's the brother name again? I don't want to refer to him as the mad scientist. I take it back. What's his name?
Abdul Alim Muhammad.
Okay. Brother Dr.
Muhammad.
Brother Dr. Abdul. I mean, so many Muhammads. Is like, which Muhammad? I want to make sure we catch the right Muhammad. Brother, and I'm sure it's probably several. Brother Abdul. What? Muhammad?
Alim.
You know, it's hard for me to get names when it's a bunch of BS associated with that information. Well, Rahim? Abdul Rahim? Alim. Okay, brother Abdul Alim Muhammad. He had formerly a few minutes ago on his channel, how much raw milk would one have to consume to be cured? Okay, this is what someone wrote on his channel, which is MIA. Now this is a comment that was a year ago. You know you are slick when you just sitting here erasing comments from a year ago because your past is haunting you. That's how crazy this is. So this is a year ago that this comment was here, and brother Abdul Alim Muhammad responded when the person wanted to know how much raw milk will one have to consume to be cured. Now, for all we know, this Dwayne Smith could have been one of the AIDS patients, you know? And if this was a person that contracted AIDS or wanted to help someone that contracted AIDS, in the name of Allah, who came in the personage of Master Fard Muhammad, bless his soul, because he actually put forth the cure on the internet. And so Brother Muhammad says that we need raw milk with fruits and navy bean soup. Again, with this dang navy bean. I mean, come on. Everything has to have these ingredients. But then again, Wesley Muhammad did say 2 things if you don't do nothing else. Hold on, let's just make sure we're not making any errors, because what I don't like to do, I don't want to mangle no one's words now.
There's 2 things that I expect every single one of us in here to leave and do continuously from this on. That's eat navy beans and drink milk. Eat navy beans and drink milk. I know. You follow Dr. Sebi.
All right. So let's go back to this. So yeah. So Mr. Muhammad, Abdul Salim Muhammad. Is it Salim? No. Oh, what the Mr. Abdul Muhammad. Let's just call him that. Abdul Ali Muhammad. Someone asked him in regards to him curing AIDS with raw milk. They just simply asked you one question, bro. How much raw milk? I can imagine that this person became even more bewildered than they was in the beginning. Bad enough you told the person, get the raw milk from the cow and immediately leave it room temperature for at least 4 days. And when it begins to curl, as some of us will say, but when it begins to spoil, as many of us would think, no, it didn't spoil. It is actually soured. And by soured, we mean buttermilk. And by buttermilk, we mean fermented. And by fermented, we mean yogurtized. It's yogurt. And so the cure for AIDS is relying upon homemade yogurt. That is to say, raw milk suspended at room temperature immediately from the cow for at least 4 days. So now all this person wanted to know, Mr. Muhammad, was how much raw milk does it take? That's all he wanted to know. And now he had to complicate things. Just when you think you had the cure for AIDS, not only did he not tell the person how much raw milk do they need, he tells them they need raw milk with fruits and navy bean soup. No meat, just water and coffee. In parentheses, a little sugar, raw sugar is allowed in coffee, only during fast though. Only 3-day fast. Every 2 weeks will do it. All organic, no sugar, no desserts, no stevia. That's BS. 1 meal a day only. Drink enough at dinner to make you happy, only at dinner. No more breakfast or lunch. There you have it, family. Homemade cure for AIDS. All you need is raw milk, primarily with fruits, navy bean soup, and the secret, coffee. Who would have thought we needed coffee and soured raw milk, coupled with navy bean soup and some fruits, whatever these fruits are, because he doesn't specify what the fruits are, okay? And he doesn't specify how much raw milk you need, okay? And he doesn't specify if this water needs to be alkaline. He doesn't even specify what kind of coffee. Are we using the coffee that's bird excrement? Because, you know, they use bird feces to make coffee too. You know, a lot of coffee is basically bird feces, but that's another conversation to be had. So we add some bird feces to some soured milk. This is like Harry Potter. An episode of Harry Potter becomes a member of the Nation of Islam. So, hey, I just want to see what you guys believe.
Hey, this is beyond me.
Hey,
this is beyond me.
Yeshua Nathaniel said, I'm in tears. And I would like everyone to know, if you go to this guy's page, this comment is no longer here as of today. I just happened to screenshot everything that's going on these internet streets because I know people do stuff like this. So, Mr. Muhammad, you can't run from your past. I may make this my new screensaver for Instagram and for my Facebook for the next 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Anytime someone from the Nation of Islam want to talk to me, I'm saying you better respond to this cure for AIDS that you hiding from the people, because now we on to you. Now we know you hiding the fact we need coffee and spoiled milk to cure our AIDS. Look at this. You guys want to keep it only to your members. You're hoarding the cure. Oh my goodness. So now we're gonna go to this right here.
You followed Dr. Sebi.
Oh no, we ain't gonna do that. Hold on.
You can listen to Dr. Sebi all you want.
I mean, he can't get Sebi name out of his mouth. But let's go down the line. Elijah Muhammad in The Fall of America, chapter 14, verse 10. Although I, Elijah Muhammad, live in a neighborhood with white neighbors, I do so for the purpose of proving that I can live in their neighborhood just as cleanly and noiselessly as they do. White people do not like you to come into their neighborhood, jumping on them and licking them in the mouth like a puppy. Sounds very weird. I think he's addressing this to the black man because, in fact, he wrote a book called Message to the Black Man. So I would believe that this is the message to the black man. It sounds a little weird, like he almost made a distinction amongst him and the rest of the black folks here. But hey, I may be taking this out of context, people. So get the book yourself. In verse 12, he says, you can go to the jungle and the pygmy will not want this. Meaning the pygmy people would not want the clean noiselessness of the community that exists in the white neighborhood. He's saying you can go to the jungle and the pygmy will not want this. Late at night, he and a gang of monkeys will come out and beat you up. It's very confusing because I'm not sure if Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is referring to some of the African inhabitants as a gang of monkeys. So I would just ask kindly that someone rectify the matter in case I'm making an error. Okay? This is the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I believe this is also the message to the black man, even though this particular publication is called The Fall of America. But hey, that can just be an incident. Let's see if we can find us a coincidence. Minister Louis Farrakhan speaks of this curse of Shabazz. He speaks of when the black man at a time was dark-skinned with straight hair and pointy nose and thin lips. And then we transgressed, and then we violated the Lord, and then we went against God. And now we are disfigured, and we are marked by our big nose and by our big lips and by our kinky hair. In fact, we're the only people on planet Earth whose eyebrows don't match our hair. He dropped deep science in this video to show us what's wrong with our big nose and our big lips and our kinky hair. And what I want to show you is you'll see Dr. John Henrik Clarke in this video tearing Farrakhan up for saying such a thing. Because just if you think this is only Brother Polite coming to the conclusion that Farrakhan thinks something's wrong with big nose and big lips and nappy hair, to the extent that he's saying that God himself reprimanded us and have us mark world over, where everyone could bear witness to our disobedience of God. Just in case you think Brother Polite took it out of context, Dr. John Henry Clark shall prevail. And in addition to that, you will also see this. Let me talk to you, brothers and sisters. Let me talk to you, brothers and sisters. We got to have a talk. We got to have a heart-to-heart real quick. Because verily, somebody's going to send me, when I catch your ass in the street, I'm going to whip you out, nigga. I'm sure somebody's going to do this at some point or the other. Okay? Somebody's going to do this at some point or the other. Hold on. Hold on. Let's just make sure I share the screen for the Elijah Muhammad quote, so you can see that right there. Chapter 14, verse 10. Let's make sure you can see this. Let's make sure. Okay? Yeah, you could keep screaming about who goes in on Dr. Sebi. You could keep doing that. I'm saying, my good brother, I felt the way because Wesley Muhammad's my brother. So when my brother does it, I'm going to feel the way. And not only is my brother, he's a high-ranking brother. So I'm thinking, come on, guys, y'all. You know, and the timing of him doing this Dr. Sebi thing, I don't think it was right. And it wasn't necessary for them to resurface that video in a position that he's in. I just felt a way about it. And I felt like he was joining in the coup that many others have initiated. So, you know, that's my man. I like Wesley Muhammad under normal circumstances. So I felt the way. So this is my right to, in a scholarly effort, to vent my frustrations without speaking ill or wishing him harm. What else you want from a black man? Just relax. So we have here is the quote that I was reading from Elijah. Okay. Let's see. You know, and I ain't mad at him for moving into the white community. I ain't feeling his excuse, but you know, he went over there to show them he could be clean too. And noiselessness. He wanted to demonstrate his noiselessness. I don't know about all of that. I ain't, you know, it is what it is. Someone asked, what does the Navy got to do with some damn beans? Yo, why did I read the comment? Oh man, so let's go into Minister Louis Farrakhan. I don't know if he ever retracted these statements, but it certainly appears that when you look at the members of the Nation of Islam, it certainly appears that he's looking to be in the image and likeness of his gods. And then I have to question the psychology of the rest of the brothers and sisters that are in the Nation of Islam. But let's hear Farrakhan himself.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa.
Hold on. So somehow the damn jungle got involved with us ending up with some kinky hair. And I've heard on many of countless occasions, people telling me that from the Nation of Islam, our hair got caught up in the branches and eventually it started to kink. But never mind that. Let's just take it straight from Farrakhan. I don't want to speculate about all the weird stuff out here, but weird is nothing strange coming from the Nation of Islam these days, I must admit. Let's keep going forward.
To make a people close to nature.
Uh-oh.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair.
So to make a people close to nature? You thrown in the jungle, they casted Shabazz into the jungle to make it. Okay, maybe it's pretty cool. Maybe that works. But let's see.
Because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows.
You notice how he had to turn around like, because he know his man ain't buying this. He felt the vibe. Look at the homie back there with his kinky hair. The homie back there looking at him at the side of his eyes. If you look at it, look at the homie over here with his kinky hair. Like, yo, bro, like I'm supposed to be doing security, King. Like, you shitting on me right now. Part of my language. But yo, if you really look at him, he had to look back. Like, oh damn, I got one of these kinky haired Negroes right behind me. And you know how they get. They might want to jump on you like monkeys or start licking on you. I mean, I'm just referencing things that I read from the previous Most Honorable Wesley Muhammad passage. Y'all know y'all feel that. Y'all know y'all feel that. Hold on, let's go back here and let's see how Farrakhan had to watch his back after he said that. Like, damn, I should have got one of the guys that shellacked their hair. I should have got one of the guys that put their 175 waves in.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair. Because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair?
Speak, Brother Malcolm, speak. Let's go back down here. Look at the discomfort in the homie back there. And Farrakhan be knowing, all the members of the Nation of Islam, the leadership be knowing. Pause real quick before I start giving you this liquid sunlight information. Pause real quick before I tell you that spoiled milk ain't spoiled milk. It's just sour. I thought it meant the same thing. Nah, bro. It's just a sour patch. Sour patch, and this is different.
The alpha interferons and all the interferons.
I know with the outburst. Out of nowhere. I thought you was out of here. All right, come on. Let's get hot. Yo, did you see how the homie's face looked, bro, when Farrakhan was on his thing? We gotta replay that later. Farrakhan stopped and watched his back like, damn. He felt the vibe like, yo, I might need security for security.
Permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair.
Uh-oh.
Because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that.
Watch this.
The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow?
Why didn't nobody stop this man at this point? So they're just going to sit there. That's the problem with this community. They just sit there and let people tell them about liquid sunlight. They just sit there and let people tell them that cow's milk is food for the gods. They just sit there and let people tell them that the food for the gods has to be out for 4 days so it can become soured. So liquid sunlight can become soured. And now we have to go back in time and see that, don't we want the hair on our heads to match the hair that is our eyebrows? Is this self-hate, people? Just press 9 in the chat if you think it's self-hate, but it gets worse.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair?
Farrakhan.
That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you're so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink.
Thank you for the 9s.
You know, with I'm black and I'm proud. We got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair.
Do they hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips?
The thick lips, they were dark-skinned people, jet black. But they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner...
Hold on. I just wanted to show you the nines because I asked people if they think this is self-hate. I said, press 9 if you think this is self-hate. But we see all these 9s in the chat. I don't understand why someone put 5, but okay. I mean, we always going to have that in the black community. Oh, mental health issues is real. Well, 9s. Look at all the 9s in the chat. Just so you know, it ain't just me. I just wanted to make sure. And hey, I'm going to ask you guys, if you think Dr. Wesley Muhammad was disrespectful, if you think Wesley Muhammad was disrespectful when he spoke about Dr. Sebi and immediately after started breaking down the devil's agenda, which clearly would represent the contention that he has when it comes to milk with Dr. Sebi. If you think he was disrespectful to Dr. Sebi, just please press 9. If you think he was disrespectful to advocates of Dr. Sebi, please press 9. So that way, you know, we're not confused. I'm not confused. If you find it to be a bit offensive, especially in this hour where his name has come up again and resurfaced, not because his discontentment with the Nation of Islam, more rather the most popular thing that has resurfaced has been the fact that this man is a healer. I just want to see. The thing that has resurfaced has been the fact. Thank you, family. I just wanted to see if there's 9s here. So we see 9s in the chat. We see 9s in the chat. Yeah, I'm the agent. So who's the guy that's telling you you can leave milk out for several days, room temperature, and if you think it's getting spoiled, no, it's sour? What is he if I'm the agent? And on top of it, it's liquid sunlight. Yeah, you're emotional. Thank you, family. I appreciate it. So we see the 9s prevail again. Thank you. It was unnecessary. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, family. Because, you know, people want to make it out like it's just me tripping. I know many of us found it offensive. Many of us. But let's get back into what's wrong with our kinky hair and our big nose and our big lips. Let's get back to that, family. Thank you for participating. Let's get back. Let's get back to what we're doing.
But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips?
I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement.
But you cannot read anything that Elijah Muhammad has ever written that's pro-African. I defy you to find one word in his direct writing that's pro-African.
Whoa. Malcolm X said you can't find one thing in most honorable Elijah Muhammad's writing that is pro-African. That's pretty deep. And we could go into what Malcolm X meant specifically by pro-African, because I'm ready for that. Because Malcolm cleared it up himself. So trust me when I tell you, all of this is bait. Whoever wants to smoke scholarship-wise, I'm with it. I'm not looking to cause dissension with my brothers and sisters, but since we're going to be honest about people's leadership and information, let's be all the way honest and let's have a fair exchange. Not say after you take your shots at a person's leader, now everyone must be quiet because you guys want to organize people and stop the violence. No, that's not how you stop the violence, and that's not how you demonstrate it. It's just luckily enough, I'm responsible enough to be like, hey, I can vent my frustrations in a scholarly manner. Let's do it.
You can find it. But you cannot read anything that Elijah Muhammad has ever written that's pro-African. I defy you to find one word in his direct writing that's pro-African. You can't find it.
So what is he talking? Distorting history? And he get away with it because you don't know history.
Uh-oh, Dr. John Henrik Clark. What he got to say?
In a speech made right here in New York, Farrakhan bought the story of the curse and said, and I've got it on tape, I got it in video, and I got it on audio. That people with dark skin and woolly hair, a certain kind of nose, was cursed. And that the texture of your hair and the texture of your eyebrows supposed to be the same. He's saying with his high yellow self that he is pretty and blessed by God.
I'm talking about that good hair. I'm talking about that nappy hair.
Look at Dr. Khalid. Look at Malcolm X. Those brothers' noses were entirely too big. Malcolm's hair was too nappy. And Khalid's lips was way too big. Look what happened. But these guys, on the other hand, these guys reflect beauty, according to Minister Louis Farrakhan. And according to Minister Louis Farrakhan himself, his own nose, and by his own admission, his lips would make him disfigured, and possibly his original hair as well. As his hair says, you can run, but you can't hide. We still gonna see some kink in there, my brother. He said disfigured. He went as far as saying that the beauty manifests itself, what comes to the surface, and we are marked people. And he went as far as saying that we are disfigured. That is some self-hate. And these statements have never been retracted. And if you ask a Nation of Islam member about this, they want to tell you about all the good things that they have done and why we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this because we got our babies here and we need to figure out what is the image and likeness of the black man. We see the image and likeness of who you call Allah. So I understand Farrakhan's visible or perceptive disposition. I can understand it. I see Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I see Master Fard Muhammad, and I understand it. And I see the former members of the Nation of Islam, like Dr. Sebi, like Malcolm X, like Khalid Muhammad, and I see they don't have the complexion for the protection. I see they don't have the nose for the right roles. I see if they got a certain type of hair, they don't care. I see if you got big lips, you need to quit. That's what we found out from the Nation of Islam. That's what we found out. So you see, you could critique Dr. Sebi, but we ain't got nothing in the Sebi doctrine of wellness, where we got to look at our big nose and our lips and our kinky hair and find out some damn jungle story about how we were reprimanded by God. To the contrary. To the contrary. But it makes sense if your God has the thin lips. Your God described himself. It makes perfect sense. Then we know Master Fard Muhammad is beautiful.
Well, you know, that presents conflict of interest for Wesley Muhammad, because Wesley Muhammad taught in his lecture, Who is God?
Okay.
That the black man with eumelanin, 67% carbon, was was God, and that the white man with pheomelanin was full of sulfur and the mark of the devil. So that would be a conflict of interest based on Wesley Muhammad's scientific breakdown of who is God and who is the devil, because it's clear that Muhammad does not have the eumelanin.
Hey, stop. Did you just say the word conflict and science and Nation of Islam and speak like you're surprised about something? Did you just say conflict and science, conflict of interest, judging by his science? Conflict and science go hand in hand when you're talking about their teachings. You're not saying nothing new after this whole trial. Come with some new content, bro. Conflict and science run concurrent when we're talking about the Nation of Islam. Did you see the title? The title is The Pseudoscience, the Self-Hate, and the Disrespect of Dr. Sebi.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to muster up some value for the 17 or 18 different degrees that Wesley Muhammad has in various religious studies.
Hey, do you want to put as a scientist yourself, Brother Inky, do you want to put the raw milk to task and see if you live to survive through the whole experiment? But don't forget, we do got hidden details now. The Masonic details of the coffee. Are you going to add the coffee to the soured raw milk that never spoils whatsoever?
Well, you know, if you're going to add the coffee,
are you willing to drink the milk, brother?
Listen, if I'm willing to drink the milk, but you can't forget my fruit and my raw sugar.
None of that stevia BS. Yo, dude actually went on the computer and erased it. Do you understand, people, that means he knows he's full of it? He knew that I was going to go over there, and he just knew I wasn't going to find it, and then I would have had to tell people, hey, you know, I swear it was right there. He knew that. But what he didn't know is it's more incriminating to get caught attempting to hide the evidence. Because now we can't even give you the benefit of the doubt that you even believe what you're saying.
Hey, they got 200 bands for that clinic.
You get over. You ain't get over that.
Yo, how somebody give you 200 bands to figure out a cure and you gave them back a glass of milk and told them it came from Kenya?
Yo, I can't do this with you, man. It's not going to, the show is just going to go a whole different direction with you on here.
Bro, that's crazy. 213,000 for therapy for AIDS. And you said, you know what? You didn't even have the respect to give them like a fresh cup of milk. You gave them milk that you had left out on the counter for 4 days.
Yo, you know, I mean, if we going back to liquid sunlight, right? Why is Farrakhan bragging about having thinner strands of hair? Don't we know that the kinky hairites, us folks with the kinky hair, don't he know we have 40 to 60,000 times more hair strands than the other races, which denotes our electromagnetivity amongst many other things? How active our brain is, at least in potential, which hair are our antennas.
Wait, and not only that, with Wesley Muhammad's commentary, it's actually the melanin in the hair which actually strengthens the cortex, because many different groups of people don't have a cortex, which is the inner root to the hair. So there's actually people that don't have a cortex, which is why the hair is flank and flat laying down. So scientifically,
let's keep it a buck and just say this. The only people with hair are black people, melanated people. Everybody else has fur. Is that fair?
That is not fair, because now you're saying that God potentially has fur.
He does. He came in the flesh with pale skin and fur. So full of sulfur being. He was a sulfite entity. He was the devil by their definition. So their scientific definitions create the conflict of interest in science. Remember this.
Fur. I'm dead as sulfur.
Pun intended. Pun intended. Pun intended. Sulfur. Look at how it works. And if I show you that guy that was on the toilet in that commercial that popped up out of nowhere, I'm telling you, he looked one and the same as Master Muhammad. And I don't know why the universe did that. And I'm going to show it when somebody challenges me to. Watch how much people come into the mosque now just to fact check this madness. You're disrespectful. Very interesting. You can call. No, I could get disrespectful. I haven't even begun to do disrespect. In fact, I actually like being this way more so because I don't like to tap into that carnal seat because it's hard to come out of it. When I get in that carnal seat, I want to out carnal.
You know what's crazy? I think that this is all racism. I think this is all racism because it's a one-directed energy, meaning it's okay, obviously, to violate Dr. Sebi. And now listening to that speech that you pulled up there from Farrakhan, maybe it's okay to violate Dr. Sebi and his followers because we're dark.
Yeah, I'm just saying, do y'all feel a little violated that somebody's telling you that you're marked because you have this? He just called you a mark. He didn't say you marked. And that this is a sign of disfiguration, the big nose and the big. How am I supposed to look at myself in the mirror now? What am I supposed to tell my daughter if she joins the Nation of Islam? That's what she got to learn about herself? Or we just going to omit that and learn about all the good things that happened in history?
Or maybe, you know what? They'll just get perms for the rest of their life. They'll just get perms for the rest of their life, which we know contributes to cancer and fibroids.
Hey, in retrospect, he did say it's a part of the women's nature, paraphrasing. It's something in their nature that's making them pull at their hair or straighten their hair. He did say that because he's saying that there's something naturally there that lets them know something's not right about their kinky hair. He said it's nature. We can pull it back up now. He said, y'all know by nature. And he stops and he does a long pause. He said it's something in your nature, I'm paraphrasing, that why y'all would want to keep pulling your hair or making it straight. And that is to say that something is wrong with it. And naturally, they get this inclination to make it right. Because don't you want the hair on your eyebrows to be just like the hair on top of your head? Everybody else's eyebrows is just like the hair on top of their head, except for us. He thought he was dropping some deep science. And you know what? These brothers should be ashamed of themselves for promoting that science. Because if that's how your leader thinks of you, imagine how many people are in that mosque looking disfigured. Are they now accepting the fact that they're disfigured? How are we going to really initiate a revolution if the revolutionaries feel like they're cursed by God physically? I mean, if we're not just going to get a curse on our nose, that would mean internally we have to be cursed too, because he said it registers from the inside on out. Paraphrase. I just might be saying it better. Just paraphrase. But I mean, you got the video yourself. All you guys got the video yourself. And so, hey, I love you guys. I feel better now. I can tell you that. I feel a whole lot better now. And unbeknown to them, I have a whole bunch of slides there. I really want, let me show y'all something. Let me show you guys something. I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you guys something. I'm gonna show you how deep this gets. I had a whole bunch of slides down here. Okay, well, we're not gonna do that. Let me show you Wesley Muhammad's folder. You see this folder here, people? Let me see. Show you guys something. Boom. There's a whole file of stuff here for Wesley Muhammad. Some of these things are folders. Hold on. I'm not even going to do that. And then this is the Scientology folder here. That's why it's called Clear. Okay. I haven't even scratched the surface. I don't want to. I really don't want to do this because I really can do this. Not only can I do this all day, I could do it very good all day. Okay. This is like my little sex pill here. Once once I do the scholarship and the learning and studying, I could go all day, all night. That's it.
You know, listen, when I did the first few videos, I did offer Wesley Muhammad the opportunity to come before the people and apologize for his statements. I think that would have been the much safer route. That's what he should have did. Came before the people and just apologized and said, you know what? We can go ahead. We done invested in a lot of these cows. Obviously, the government then gave us hundreds of thousands to cure cancer and AIDS with the Kenyan milk and all. You know, we got a whole bunch of shit tied up in this, you know, this milk.
Hey, yo, listen. Hey, look, someone just said, Polite just spewed a whole bunch of lies on the Nation of Islam and Farrakhan. What, by playing words out their own mouth? You see how weird and ridiculous these people can be? I play their own words, and then I just do commentary on it. I did something totally different. I could have did the science now and combated all this weird talk about hair, combated the interferon information. I can kill that inside out. I could have combated the liquid sunlight in ways you didn't hear me do, as of yet, actually. I scratched the surface. I really just scratched the surface on a logic level. Like, does liquid sunlight spoil or get soured? Like, that's just good. That should stop the whole conversation. Does God's food, does food from the gods, food for the gods, does that spoil or get soured? Just questions. And does it come from a cow and has to be spoiled or soured before it becomes food for the gods? Like, when was it food for the gods? Was it food for the gods when it was inside the cow? Was it food for the gods when it came out the cow? It's not food for the gods until it sours or spoils or ferments and becomes buttermilk and then yogurt. Like, right, there's questions.
I'm dropping the link to the newspaper article in the chat because people came on my video and said that I was making it up. Like, I doctored an article from the New York Times.
We did a whole bunch of
something special.
Hey, family, if you're interested in that crypto course, insurance, credit, learn step by step. You get it for the discounted rate of $120, especially if you watch this live. You just have to hit me in the email. Always leave your full name and your phone number. Go to Brother Polite 45, POLIGHT 45. Pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust. Pride, optimism, love, integrity, gallant, honesty, and trust. Listen to me carefully. It's $120 discounted rate. It will be more. We're jump starting that in about 2 weeks. It was 2.5 weeks, probably a little less than that since the last time. If not, but you'll get the exact date and time and all of that when you call, contact, email, correspondence. It's always leave your full name and your phone number. Always understand this, people. This could have been a lot worse, and it can get there. And for all you that's saying, hey, no, you don't have the right to refute claims that you feel are scientifically wrong because we need unity. That means to allow people to misinform people because we want unity. That means to allow people to have people's children thinking that they're disfigured. You can change it any way you want. That means Dr. John Henrik Clarke is also lying on Minister Louis Farrakhan for different reasons, because he wasn't lying on Farrakhan for Dr. Sebi during that time. So why was Dr. John Henrik Clarke mad? He said he had it on audio. He had it on VHS. He heard it himself. He said, yo, listen, that was kind of crazy. Malcolm X said he ain't seen one pro-black thing published in any of the works of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, that was a pretty strong statement. So what I did, I ferreted through. I started to peruse through different Malcolm X lectures, and I started rereading all sorts of memoirs and publications, anything that has anything that he's been quoted on or written. And I just started studying. And sure enough, I got greater context for what he meant. I'm ready at any given point, because what I will not do is speculate. What I will not do is romanticize like they do about this milk thing. It's just ridiculous. I don't have time to do that, because if it's just not true, it's not necessary, because I got enough weirdo stuff that's being taught. I don't need to find more weirdo stuff. In fact, it'd be weird to be looking for more weird stuff. In fact, I'm never looking for weird stuff, and I'm finding it every time I dig into the doctrine. I have a whole folder there. I should open up the clear folder and show you how much gigs of space it is, along with just reading material. I think you need to understand what I'm saying. I ain't say video. gigs of reading material, references. I can invent. So, in fact, what's supposed to come after that slide is a L. Ron Hubbard slide and a member of the Nation of Islam slide, because I'm going to keep showing you the teachings. So I have a minister that is going to corroborate the testimony that I have from L. Ron Hubbard's publication and run the two concurrent on a slide, so you can pretty much see the parallel and retrospect to the comments that the most honorable brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan, has said when he was making reference to Shabazz being put out into the jungle and the origin of our thin hair or straight hair becoming kinky. I can actually tie this whole thing in. This actually is a mess to me. When I really want to work, the incisions will be made. That's why I said this is just a viewing. We're just going to view the body. It's just a viewing today. That's all this is. It's just a viewing. But trust me, I never give my opponent, and not in every debate, I have an excess amount of data. I do enough to make it clear I did my thing. Okay, so it can be decisive. I do enough to get a decisive W, but not nearly enough to go into overkill. Because the way I study and go into overkill. This is light, people. This is light. But it was necessary to open up dialogue since we're criticizing people's teachers. Since we're bringing people from the dead and talking about the devil's doctrine. Yeah, why not? Okay. You gotta be a man. I vent my frustrations through scholarship. There's nothing wrong with that. At least we're not talking about killing and fighting people. I mean, some of these Muslims are here talking about fighting and killing on sight and all. These are virtual characters. I don't mind though. Like I said, I want all the smoke for anybody who's so emotional about me playing people's comments in videos and reading references. I made sure today's presentation in bulk would be other people's words so we can hear for ourselves, so we could discern and definitively conclude if I am looking to spread propaganda to the masses in the Black community, or if you can say, I can understand where you're getting that from, Brother Polite. Now, if any of these brothers or sisters are reasonable and they really in their feelings, the best thing they can do is vent their frustrations scholastically and show where I may be wrong. But if you want to sit there and tell me that son didn't attempt to pull the old okie doke by erasing his comment off the video, and then I still had the screenshot, he pulled that comment from off his page. He erased it. When he heard me talking about the coffee being mixed with the raw milk, he knew verbatim that, hey, yo, let me take that off my page, which shows you how disingenuous his knowledge is. And if they are learning from him and the likes of Dr. Wesley Muhammad is corroborating his testimony. A man that said himself he was lactose intolerant, while Wesley Muhammad says that that's a myth. and they all profess that they're getting this information from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who got his information from God himself Almighty, Dr. Wesley Muhammad's words. What are we supposed to do with this?
Well, I'm going to say this. I was thoroughly confused after watching Wesley Muhammad's lecture, Who is God? Because he concludes the lecture by saying that cow's milk is the food of the gods, and we know that all animals produce their milk to feed their own. So now I'm saying the gods must be cows, and this must be cow or calf. Like, this is taking us back to the golden calf worship. And now the black man is made secondary, and we know that the weak man is the man that's other than God. So now the original man must be a cow and walk on 4 legs, and that 4-legged animal must be God. And now we've been relegated to a secondary position. So I'm just trying to figure out what is our position based on Wesley Muhammad's stance of who is God, because he must be saying that the cow is the original God.
Our position is under the cow, sucking from the cow. My question is, what is the black woman's position after all of this?
Woo!
She's completely out the equation when he's like, yo, we need our own land to get our own cows so we get our own milk. I'm like, bruh, how many women do you think is in the black community are not producing their own milk? Like, is it really that deep that we need to get our own land so we can get our own cows so we can get our own milk? His words, almost verbatim. It was played and you can always go back and hear it. So without further ado, this is what I'm going to do for you, brothers and sisters in the community. Which one y'all want to hear last? You want to hear Farrakhan and his disfigured story and see him look back at the homie with the nappy hair? Which one do you want to see? Which one do you want to see? Because we're going to close this out, but I'm going to close it out with Dr. Sebi. I'm going to close it out with...
Wait. Before you close it out, Sebi, I think you should let Khalid Muhammad run, Malcolm X run, and then Sebi run.
Hey, yes, let's do that. Let's take a look at the slick hair, the slick guys. These guys are slick as in their hair. As slick as the hair comes. Hey, watch this.
So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair, because we didn't have kinky hair prior to that. The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight, the hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair?
That's why you're so busy frying it. That's why you're so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you that the kink I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud, we got to learn to be proud of kinks. Because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair.
Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips?
They were dark-skinned people, jet black, but they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick lips are rejected in every society.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips?
I want you to hear me well tonight. Yes, sir. Why are we rejected? Because the essence of beauty is in obedience and submission to God. And the essence of ugliness is when you rebel against God. And when you rebel against God, in your rebellion, you are marked with a certain mark of your rebellion, which is the disfigurement.
But you cannot read anything that Elijah Muhammad has ever written that's pro-African. I defy you to find one word in his direct writing that's pro-African. You can't find it. But you cannot read anything that Elijah Muhammad has ever written that's pro-African. I defy you to find one word in his direct writing that's pro-African. You can't find it.
So what is he talking? Distorting history? And he get away with it because you don't know history. In a speech made right here in New York, Farrakhan bought the story of the curse
and said, and I've got it on tape, I got it in video, and I got it on audio, that people with dark skin and woolly hair, a certain kind of nose, was cursed. And that the texture of your hair and the texture of your eyebrows supposed to be the same. He's saying with his high yellow self that he is pretty and blessed by God.
I'm talking about that good hair. I'm talking about that nappy hair.
You can listen to Dr. Sebi all you want. I love Dr. Sebi. May he rest in peace. But he didn't make a mistake in this. He made an error. Because I heard him say he was a follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was a Muslim. So he knew better, but he got so many of us running from the very thing we should be knocking folks out trying to get to. But I have to put this qualifier because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God. So the devil has weaponized milk.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies.
The devil is on his job. So look for milk from small farms that drawn from cows that aren't kept pregnant.
That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies. Human beings, women, females, produces milk for human babies.
Till we get on land and cows and produce our own milk.
And then, to compound the problem, is that the animal that we selected to afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
Because the devil knows that milk is the food of the God, so the devil has weaponized milk.
To afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow.
What is in milk that is so good? It's not just calories, but there's antibodies, there are cytokines, there are all kinds of molecules that are in the milk that have healing properties. And now clinical trials have been done that has shown that you can actually cure AIDS with raw milk. When I read that, it blew my mind, and then I looked further. Why would milk be able to cure AIDS? Well, we came back from Kenya in 1991 with something called alpha interferon that cures AIDS. So when you look in the milk, guess what's in the milk? Alpha interferon. Not only alpha interferon, but beta interferon and gamma interferon. All the interferons are in there. Now they said that if you really want to increase the potency of the milk, to increase its healing power, you let it sit at room temperature for 4 days after it's taken from the cow. You say, oh, that's spoiled. No, not spoiled. It's soured. Real milk, raw milk cannot spoil. It becomes fermented. They call it buttermilk. They call it yogurt. It's not spoiled. You're confusing it with pasteurized milk. You let pasteurized milk sit for 4 days. Yeah, it's spoiled, and if you drink it, it'll make you sick. But you drink that fermented milk, that soured milk, and the level of interferon and other health-promoting properties goes way up. I'm just trying to tell you something.
When we believe that the milk of a cow, an animal, is sufficient to afford nutrition to a human body, then one has to question that, because I am not an animal. That's common sense, I think. Animals produces milk for animal babies. Human beings, women, females, produces milk for human babies. But something happened to us that we elect to do just the opposite. Instead of us giving our babies the milk of a female human, we elect and chose to give our children the milk of an animal. I think that if we are to be scientific, intelligent, and lowest on the strata, to use our common sense, is there something wrong with that? And then, to compound the problem, is that the animal that we selected to afford us this milk is an animal that was made through the process of hybridization, an animal that is godless. God did not make a cow. You see why we are titling this subject as the reconnection? How many of you sitting in the audience understood that or knew that?
This concludes our show for this evening. For all of you that's saying, oh, polite, you took what Minister Louis Farrakhan said out of context. For all you crying on the internet, crying on IG, crying on Facebook, crying on YouTube, at least I left it for the people to judge. And the people can go on further to do their own research and they could come to their own conclusions. But the people in general have nothing at stake for just listening to what he says. Only someone that's part of the organization is going to find a way to attempt to tell people what they heard. So whether it is Brother Abdul Muhammad, Brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad, or the most honorable Brother Minister Louis Farrakhan, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, or Master Farad Muhammad himself. At the end of the day, I presented the information. You can now do your own research and see if I took anything out of context maliciously, or if I have the right to my opinion. If I was reaching, if something I'm thinking is far-fetched, or if I have every right to come to the conclusions I came to. That's what I did for you all. So I'm not telling y'all how to think. I'm not telling y'all how to think at all. I presented the information to you. You could go on and see if I edit anything in a way to manipulate you. You could do all of that yourself. But at the end of the day, most of us will come to the same conclusion. And just like the brother had the right to critique Dr. Sebi, even though I believe he used misinformation to do so, it's his right. And even though the brother in sly fashion attempted to say, like, hey, you know, he pretty much, him and Sebi pretty much agree on, no, y'all don't agree. When it comes to this milk subject, no. If you're dealing with the cow and he's not dealing with the cow, don't even do that. And the way he slips the devil in right after he just finished talking about Dr. Sebi. And Dr. Sebi tells us don't drink cow's milk. And you say, yo, this is liquid sunlight. This is food for the gods. He has us running away from the very thing we're supposed to run to. The devil is working. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm speaking up for the good brothers and sisters that felt the way when you said that about Dr. Sebi. We felt the way. And even if you didn't mean it, we have the right to express how we feel about it. Just like you had the right to express what you feel about Dr. Sebi during the time his name was spreading all over the place. So before we even start this, oh, you clout chasing, so you talking about Farrakhan, let's just make this clear. I still support, in essence, the good brothers and sisters of the Nation of Islam when they're contributing to the advancement of Black society. I still appreciate their contributions historically to the Black community. I just got to keep that real. There's parts of their doctrines that will always keep me away from it. That's a fact. But the genuineness of people that join for the purposes of being better people, you got to love that about our people, no matter what community or organizational fold they hail to. And that's just the way my mentality works. So that is Brother Polite's final thought. Still love them the same. Did my best to exercise a lot of caution because I know a lot of people's feelings are in a jumble right now. And I know I've exercised a great deal of patience because if other people were using this information, they would have been highly disrespectful. But at the end of the day, they have the right to say what they want to say, and I have the right to say what I want to say, even if what they want to say is disrespectful. They have their right. So to my brother Wesley Muhammad, back at you. Facts. Now I'll stop from here and just move forward. But I forewarn the brothers and sisters out there, I get too much of those death threats and all those other weirdo comments and statements. All I'm gonna do is put out more information that's accurate, because I'm no stranger to this because everybody that I debate, they have a group of zealous people who make their threats. So it's not nothing new. I'm going to teach the truth no matter what, because I'm already a marked man, right? Farrakhan, already marked. I'm already marked. Peace to the family. I love you all. You're interested in the mentorship, make sure you go. Oh yeah, we're going to keep cooking, fam. We're going to keep cooking. Yeah, we need unity. We should be able to disagree about doctrine. We should have doctrinal differences and show how much mental fortitude we have, whereby if we had to call for a unity meeting, we should be able to do that. That's the purpose of making sure we don't name call and cuss each other out in the interim of us going through our deliberations or diatribe. That's the whole purpose of maintaining our sanity in the advent that we need to be able to build with each other or connect. We won't have to reference very hurtful things. We have the right to question things about each other's doctrine, just to do it in a professional, respectful manner. We will have time, and I'm sure I may have slipped at the tongue and still said something that they can find offensive. I mean, presenting this can be found to be offensive. Just disagreeing with people these days, they find disagreeing offensive. So it happens. But so long as it's clear to the majority of people that caution was exercised, and this is really about a grievance and scholarship in response in regards to statements that were made about a man that's highly revered in his community, the least we could do is serve you back, King. That's the least we could do, Brother Wesley Muhammad, is just serve you back. And trust me when I tell you, I haven't even scratched the surface. Well, for Sebi, I would. I just don't want to. So I'm gonna work hard to disregard things that come my way. You know, but if leadership gets involved and they start doing this, that, and the third, I may involve myself with that. But as far as the other types that just love all the drama, I could omit that. And all the weirdos that want to throw their little threats here and there, I could omit that. You know, I could do that because I'm built like that. If I'm feeling petty, I'll be petty. I haven't been petty yet. This is far from petty. Trust me, people. I know how I get when it comes time to digging into this information. I might have to start pulling up some of these previous debates. Yeah, that's what I might have to start doing. But it's all love at the end of the day. I still love you the same, whether you believe it or not, whether you like it or not. You can't do nothing with me, but love me. If you don't, I'm going to love you regardless. And that's just the spirit consciousness that I'm coming from. Yeah, so yeah, I don't hate the brother. I mean, I disagree with his stance. I don't like his comments. Maybe he could give us clarity one day. I don't know, but I mean, it's nothing for me to be hating my people about. I mean, we're going to disagree plenty of times on plenty of occasions. That's why I said the best thing we can do is deal with it scholarly and keep it scholarship. We don't have to be like the people that we're looking to raise their consciousness. But don't y'all dare say someone doesn't have right to check someone's scholarship or review someone's statements because we need unity. Don't do that, because you didn't do that when they did it. So don't do that. All's fair. We just keep it on this level. All's fair. And if they want to erase the cures that they put out there on the internet, when they know they're being put on blast, and then run to their channel and erase their comments, then we know that they was teaching a lie the whole time. We know they didn't have confidence in Allah's word and convictions if he ran to his channel and erased his comments and got caught doing so, may I add. Because it was up there today. And I had to say to myself, did I take it? Yeah, I knew I take it. Woo, I knew I took it. That told me in itself that he knew he's BSing. And if he's BSing and he's teaching other people, then they need to come to terms with the fact, no matter how much they love the information, no matter how much good years they have in the Nation of Islam, that some people are just BSing in there. That's it. It's not a personal L, because you guys that joined the community joined for great intentions. And guess what? Nobody's designed to stay in second grade for the rest of their life. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. You could love third grade. Doesn't mean you should stay in third grade for 5 years on purpose because you loved it. So see, these religions and organizations have schools of thought, and you have the right to outgrow them and pursue other schools of thought. Pursue a school that someone been in for 3 years, it'll be your first year this year. I've joined so many different organizations and studied under so many different people, worked my way up in ranks, and then I bounce. I don't got to be stuck or tied into anything anybody's saying, because what I realize is man is not infallible, but he will share you a great deal of pearls of wisdom. So why not? Why can't I go to everybody and get this information? If I want to concentrate specifically on a certain information, I'll go concentrate for a year or two or so, and then I'll leave. Because nobody got to stay in the same grade for the rest of their life. You don't got to commit yourself for your whole life. I mean, imagine how stagnant you will become. So I'm a neophyte several times over every year when it comes to studying, because the more I learn, the less I know. And I'm willing to admit that. And I've come to terms that no matter how brilliant or profound somebody may be, I will never say that that which they're saying can never be fallacious on account to the fact that their divinity. I believe even the most divine entity can be in error. So I would never do like Wesley Muhammad does or has contended, that Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad couldn't be wrong because he got the information from God Almighty himself. You see, when you're thinking like that, then anyone could tell you anything at that particular point. So long as they could tie it in back to the law, so long as they could tie it into that guy, that's a dangerous state of mind. Because now you can disseminate misinformation that you wouldn't normally disseminate because you're spooked out and under a spell, which is supposed to be the very opposite of what we were supposed to be learning from the 120. That is never an answer to give to somebody, Wesley Muhammad. Allah gave that information. That's never an answer to give to anybody who disbelieves. It should be the merit of your scholarship that make us draw the conclusion that what you're saying is absolutely right. You're too grown for that, King. Or are you? I mean, some of us still like nursery rhymes and fairy tales. Thank you for the donations, family. I appreciate it. Bet or scholarship. That's a fact. Yeah, I miss Khaled too, man. Peace to the family. Love y'all so much. Let's get it in. That was a good run. That was a very good run. Peace.